And welcome to LockDown LAN 104. I have, as you can probably hear from my voice, I've had quite a day today. A lot of painting, a lot of fumes. Not painting like nice normal paint. Oh no, painting rubberized paint. So if I sound a little bit off, that's why. So probably a short stream, but just do some quiet, calm driving around in SnowRunner for a couple of hours. So you're all invited along to sort of join me. Yeah, I say my quest of self-discovery, mostly my quest of rolling down hills. Surprisingly, SnowRunner's actually got a patch. I'm just downloading the patch as we speak, which it wasn't really expecting it to get patched, but let's see if we can find some patch notes while we're waiting, shall we? SnowRunner patch notes. Spin Tires wiki. 22nd July, that sounds like today. Wow. This is a big patch, and the two fixes are the player profile can now be closed in custom scenarios or proving grounds. What? What custom scenarios and proving grounds? Never heard of it. And the missing DLC skin is now present again. Okay. Well, awesome. Definitely feeling the effects of those fumes. Those are nasty fumes. I have done paint in my time, and the stuff is just horrific. Bit like these loading times. I did not know that Havoc was owned by Microsoft either. I don't want to press. I did plug in my... Oh, hold on, I have a flashy light on my steering wheel. I think that means I didn't plug it in to the power. No power, no steering. I did think it was a bit easy in my hands. Let's have a look. And there we go. Crack, crack, crack. If I fall asleep during the stream, by the way, apologies. The paint fumes are the same thing to me. You just get a little bit distant, and then you just get really sleepy. So I'm at the sleepy stage. So that may or may not just lead to hilarious consequences. We'll see. Right. So Tad yesterday pointed out to me how the UI works. So if it's one like this, it's locked and you can't use it. If it's full, it's a quest you have. So we had like 10 quests that I just never, not that I never bothered to do them, I didn't realise they were quests. So yeah, that will help. Because now we've got just like a dozen quests I didn't know were quests. Do we have any trailers on this map? It's my Chevrolet. Oh, I don't think we do. Oh, warehouse. Actually, I can look on this little. I wish they'd fix the hitbox for this. That doesn't count anything. That doesn't anything. There, yeah, I have to click on like the left-hand third of it. Sideboard semi-trailer. Oh, that's all right. So I can drive out there. That is not where I clicked. Drive there. Pop down, get fuel, get the trailer, go to the semi-station, get vehicle spare parts, head off to there, get some more fuel, drive past the quests that I've never bothered, and off to the gateway. And there we go. Chalky, you're always very welcome to join, by the way. I know that you've lost your love for this game, but you are obviously always welcome. I do need to spend some time doing some more research into other games we can play. Unfortunately, it's mostly just me doing that, and I haven't had very much spare time. I've put in an insane number of hours into my contract in the last week. Like 1.5, nearly, coming up to 2 working weeks, and doing this. So we're stuck with the games we've got on the cycle, and that are easy. Obviously, we'll come back to Astroneer. I mean, I'd kind of like to do that sort of thing, sort of have more of a rolling schedule. Saturday, I would like to try a game I linked in the chat. I forgot the name of it. It's described as it's described as Diablo 3 meets Streets of Rage, and it's got a free-to-play weekend, so you can stress test it and stuff. So that sounds interesting, or awful. One of the two, definitely. So maybe I'll have a look at that on Saturday and see how that is. But I have still been taking notes on all of the concept of, I guess it's the friction on starting a multiplayer game, or on creating a multiplayer game and inviting someone into a multiplayer game, and how do I go multiplayer? Like, that's all I want to do. If I've bought a game that's got a multiplayer component, I want to play multiplayer, don't make me sit through tutorial. Go, hey look, we really recommend you should do the tutorial, but if we all want to bundle into the world and go, how does this all work then let us. You know, don't let us join ranked matches, but certainly let us play with our friends immediately. I mean, I think Apex Legends, remember, I don't think it did make me go through a tutorial, but I got into the game when I was playing with my nephew, and I did the old man thing of going, hey, how does this game work? What's this? What do I do? What button do I press? But mostly, not because I'm old, but mostly because I hadn't bothered doing the tutorial. Story in my life. Tutorials are for the weak-willed. Now this truck, although not the best truck, does have my best tyres on it. So we'll see how that does us through this particularly swampy bit. Oh, not very well. Oh my god, not very well at all. So at the end of yesterday, we managed to unlock the fuel station in Quarry, which is good. So we had to go a lot less. Oh, blimey. A lot less distance to achieve something. And then we're going to unlock the repair station. This means we can repair our vehicles and refill the repair clusters on the vehicles. To be fair, Kohaka, because remember, we've been playing a lot of old games. So when I played Ashes of the Singularity, I was really surprised that you use the cursor keys to scroll the map around. Like, my fingers don't even go to that side of the keyboard anymore. My fingers go to WSAD as the home keys for all games. But obviously, you know, we've played all sorts of old games on this stream, and lots of games use that layout. Quite importantly, a lot of games didn't even let you configure the controls. Which now is... What was it we played? Apparently there's me and she was bitching because you couldn't invert the controls. Can't remember what game it was now. And I'm like... Nowadays, every game lets you invert the aiming. But that's a modern thing. That's not something that you had. And this is one of the things that's a pain, obviously, as an indie developer, because as an indie developer, I'm expected all the bare minimum that a game from even 10 years ago might not have had. You know, configurable controls, configurable screen resolutions, configurable detail settings, all of those things. And if you go back away, you know, those things just weren't in all games. So that's just, you know, a lot of extra work for me, who's obviously one guy having to achieve far more than a team of 50 people did 20 years ago. So this is why, I mean, I try and avoid settings menus, and I try to avoid configurable controls. They're just so much work. They really are a lot of work to do configurable controls. And that's why I avoid doing it. Not because I don't want you to configure the controls, because it's a lot of work. And let's be honest, Unity does let you configure controls, but they did the bare minimum amount of effort. I say, unfortunately, Spaceman's also had another very big patch, so that might be another one worth going back to for an evening. Did enjoy that. I did like all of us bundling on, or hosting a public server. Wow, this truck is utter shash. Come on, game, give me my mouse cursor. Ah. It doesn't do anything like that though. So I found out recently they've removed the launcher from Unity because their expectation, get this, so you know the Unity launcher, you've all seen it on every Unity game that has been written for the last fuck knows how many years. Apparently, that was only for internal testing. You weren't supposed to ship with the launcher active. And everyone was like, what? But it's gone. So it's gone. The launcher's gone. Not gone for release. It's gone. And then people are like, well, now I can't choose a resolution when I run my game in test mode. So it's like, Unity guys, you telling me the first thing I have to do is write a resolution picker for my game? Like, oh bugger, that's totally the wrong sort of. I'm a fail. Oh man. So I need to put a saddle, right, so I need to teleport back, put a saddle low on. Quietly, woefully be sad that I'm playing it by myself. So I didn't have to do that. Oh cool, look, it actually puts the all-wheel drive on. Cool. Right, so saddle low. So Tad explained this to me. Basically, saddle high is quest. Every other object in the whole game is saddle low, bar none. It's interesting, but like you can carry spare wheels, which is quite a common thing. I've never used it. Like I've never broken the English. I've never broken the wheels. Not since the very beginning of the game. It just doesn't happen. So mud good. Off. Pardon me. Mud good. Mud good. Okay. So that's about as good as it's going to get. All right, rear chains, front chains, right. Oh yeah, MudRunner, it is good, but what MudRunner is a good tech demo. Wait, hold on a minute, only the outside. So MudRunner is a good tech demo. You have one thing you can do, as we polished off all of the content, unlocked everything in under 10 hours. I don't know how many hours I've put into this. I'm 25% of the way through, but I have a sneaky suspicion I've done the easy 25%. So it's going to get a lot slower. And that's amazing. I mean, I wasn't looking to get SnowRunner because I felt it was going to be the same as MudRunner again. It was just a series of levels with simple challenges, and I was very surprised how much content. I mean, building new things. I mean, you affect the world in this more than you ever did in Warcraft. I mean, if you've been to Red Ridge, certainly in classic Warcraft, they were repairing that Red Ridge Inn for, we're talking about 10 years for the updated it. There's a guy hammering on that for genuinely a decade. So here, I'm actually affecting the world. I'm building bridges. I'm building new places to get fuel. It's interesting. Yeah, but Kohaka, MudRunner is a one-trick pony. Okay, you deliver logs. That's it. There's nothing else you do in the whole game. The only change is hardcore mode, because in hardcore mode you have to use a crane to put the logs on, but it's still logs. Well, the thing is, this game plays very much like an MMO. You've got repeatable quests, you've got progression quests, you've got all sorts of stuff like that. So a lot of it is very, very MMO-esque. Well, yeah, but yeah. I mean, basically in MudRunner, your choices are: do I want to do 3 runs of small logs or 1 run of large logs? That's it. That's your only your decisions. And I think they've taken the genre and expanded it wonderfully. I really, really am interested to see what they do next. I'm hoping they continue to improve and develop the game and make it even more varietitious. That's the word now. As time goes on. Right, so let's see if I can keep out of... Nope. Also, after maybe 5 hours of playing MudRunner, you've unlocked the best vehicle in the game. And there is no reason not to use that vehicle for absolutely everything. Certainly in non-hardcore mode, there's no... You don't even care about fuel particularly. So... Not like I said, I think MudRunner was very good, but it was a 10-hour one-trick pony. And once you've done that, that's it. There was nothing left. All of the levels, and there are thousands of custom levels, they're all the same thing. They're all deliver logs. There's nothing else in any of the custom levels. So then I had a look at this, and I was like, I downloaded a pirate copy because I was like, I want to have a look. I want to see if they've actually done it. And I was like, holy shit, they have gone to town on this. Let's buy the game. Let's play it. And I have been very impressed with how much they've done. I really have. And it looks good. And I'm excited. Maybe not quite the right word. Curious to see in whatever it is, 3-4 years time, when the sequel to this comes out, which I hope there will be one. See what they've done, how they have progressed and iterated upon this design. I'm sure it'll be ray traced by that point. I'm sure that'll make a very big difference. Oh man, this truck is ass.
I dropped out. Graveyard Keeper doesn't like YouTube or something.
Oh, really? Graveyard Keeper is quite... I mean, it's just a simple Unity game. It's just 2D. Well, it's not. It's actually 3D. Yeah. I was saying yes about the graphics. So have you got onto the first bit of a story DLC in Graveyard Keeper, or are you still playing the base game?
I'm on the edge of the new DLC. 30 silver for the new building.
Have you just did you just leave loads of zombies getting yourself knowledge?
I've done iron at this point.
So I can't remember what the knowledge gives you. I'm pretty sure getting knowledge gave you just more access to more zombies, and then that gives you access to more zombies, and then the real issue is you run out of room to put more zombies down in the basement, which is quite a good issue to have.
Knowledge is most valuable of the 3 main research resources, but the main limiter seems to be fate for zombies. So I don't really know how the knowledge grading scheme works.
All I remember is I just got my guys endlessly working on typewriters, I think it was. Like old school typewriters, and then they were just making knowledge. Then I had to have a library to put it in, and then sometimes they come up with an invention. It's like it has been a while. Okay. Right.
Yeah, the stars really matter in that game.
Yes, the quality. Like I say, I think I just got one crap zombie, put him onto knowledge, and that gave me a slightly worse zombie, a better zombie. That gave me a slightly better zombie until I had no room to put down all like 5-star or 3-star zombies after a while.
I think the game is over before that breaks the game, but
yeah, I said by the time you get your zombie automation, at least in the base game, you're pretty much done. And then I'm left with quests like, oh, you need to then make me a honey mead, and then you look at the ingredients for that, and you're like, I can't even be bothered to do this quest. Like, it's a story quest, but it's more of it's a massive chore rather than, oh, cool, making honey mead. I think it was honey mead, and I was like, I can't be bothered. And then I got a zombie farming the seeds, and then I'd let him farm the seeds. And there's a thing with seed quality, and you can easily just get into spending all your money on seeds and not actually getting quality crops from it. And it just basically turned it into a lot less fun and a lot more tedium than I really wanted in a game.
I don't get, because zombies are but 10 fate each, and you get about 6 fate per week.
No, but possibly. I mean, don't forget that might be something they've changed. I don't recall what. I don't think I had to do any. There's no fate in the zombie. All I had to do was cut up someone's body and turn them into a zombie. That's all I had to do.
Yeah, they might have essentially fixed it since.
Fixed it by making the automation even harder. Brilliant.
Well, it's fate-based, and fate doesn't explode the same way that knowledge can.
Yes. Well, the thing is, zombies can give you knowledge. So the problem was that one zombie gives you knowledge to let you get more zombies, which then let you get more, get more, get more, get more. But yeah, the exponential curve is a difficult one to manage. I've been looking at Cube World recently. And the way they solved the exponential curve is horrific, and it got them mostly negative reviews. So the game is 100% exploration based, like just all the way through. That's what you do. You're in a region, you kill the mobs in the region, that gets you more gear, gets you more power, then you go to the next region. So let's say the first region is called the Isles of Scorn, whatever. And you get your gear, and you fight your way through the mobs in the Isles of Scorn, and then when you're done, you go to the Ravines of Despair. None of your gear works anymore. All the stats stop working when you leave the area the gear came from. So you have to start again in every area. And it never changes. So when you're in Area 30, you walk into Area 30, and you have to start again on the mobs. To get to Area 30 requires the previous tier of gear. But you can't even go back. So if you go back to a previous area, exactly the same thing happens because your gear doesn't work. I understand why the guy did it, because it completely solves the issue of exponential gear curves and stuff. At the same time as being literally zero fun whatsoever. Like, exploration and role-playing games are about leveling up and about progressing. And if you take that away, you very rapidly go, well, I'll just stay in this first area.
The level resets frequently doesn't mean that the player gets to level up more frequently.
No, because, I mean, you decide when to go to the next area. So, but the game is supposed to be about exploration and about leveling up, and oh, thank God, Max, I'm so stuck.
Do you know, Chef, is feeling like
he knows, no one mentioned, no, thank you, fixed. Damn it, should have said something. I'm so stuck, come and help me. The good news is I do have another vehicle in this area. The bad news is it's the Chevrolet, but that might be enough.
Okay.
But yeah,
we're gonna be carried away.
That's
fine. Out to see a friend.
Yeah, no,
fix his computer.
So the way they did it in Cuba completely ruined the fun, essentially.
But I have been researching Pulsar.
Uh-huh.
And the tutorial things are kind of worthless. I think it would work good as a kind of escape room, or the team stumbles together on what's happening around.
Yeah, I can't remember if I bought it. It was only cheap, but it looked like it could be actually really quite good fun. It really did. I mean, the thing is, like, I think even the worst of, not quite, most of even the worst of the games we've played have still been pretty good value for money. And this is something I've said for years. If a game is shit, but it's shit and you're playing it with your friends, it's fine, because you take the piss out of the game together, and it provides a different type of fun.
But it gives you a common sort of enemy to attack.
Yes. So you still have fun, even though the game might have not been any fun single player whatsoever. But we haven't played anything we haven't paid for anything really bad.
Okay.
Can you grab
what do you want me to get into?
the Chevrolet CK 1500? That's all we've got. If that doesn't work, you need a bigger vehicle. But this vehicle is a pile of wank. Anyway, if you just take a right, head out of the garage, take your first left, and I will let you know. Well, you'll see me. I'll let you know when to turn up, but you will just see me.
Okay.
Left.
Sorry.
Stage right. Yes, Samson. So I changed the wheels on my car today, and I done so successfully. And the wheels are not fault.
They fixed that.
Different car, different wheels. I went to the arcade today to do some painting.
Yeah, but you were going to get
The smart car. Yeah, I've dropped that off to get done, but I
had
can't.
a split nut on it or something, didn't it?
Yes, no, not split, sheared.
Sheared.
So split would be
so
fine.
Half of the nut was in the socket and half of the nut was off.
Exactly. Yeah, I've never seen that. But what happened is I can't change the wheels from track wheels to road wheels at my house because it's on a bit of a slope, but the arcade's flat. So I took my jack and my socket set and my wheels to the arcade, changed the wheels over. So I'm now back on my road wheels, which are in great condition because my track wheels that's it. That's the last time they're ever going out. So the tread's there, but it's the corners of the tire walls are deflected under heavy cornering.
And the what?
So you've got a tire, and you've got the tread, and you've got the sidewall.
Yeah.
So imagine that you're going under a corner under heavy cornering. That sidewall will deflect. It will start to bend. It will bend. Yeah. So basically, at that point, the lower end of the sidewall, it's no longer a nice 90-degree edge. It's curved.
Oh, because it gets bent out of shape and stays bent.
No, because it's bent. It's rubbing. Like the rubber has literally been torn off.
Oh,
which is obviously what. Yeah, that's what rubber does. So if you imagine you put square wheels on your vehicle, on a bike, as you lean, it will start to round them off. So that's what's happened. But I've got tons of tread. But it's beginning to crack now where it's gone through the wall. So I need to do some research into non-road legal tyres. Then I need to work out where to buy them. And then I need to work out who's going to fit them. Anyway, because it's quite tricky to get them fitted. I need someone to either come and fit them or find someone willing to fit non-road legal tyres. Halfords won't do it. Anyway, take a left. And be careful.
Being careful.
This is as far as I got. So we unlocked the fuel station in Quarry, and the next goal is to unlock the service station in Quarry. That should let us repair our vehicles and refill up the repair debris. You know, the And I'll go slowly. I'll tell you when you're. As soon as you're in range, stop. Keep going. A little further. Half a car length.
Yep.
That was a quarter. Another. It does that. It said winch suggestion accepted, and then immediately a little bit further.
It's connected on my screen.
No, you're at. No, it's not. You're at the maximum range.
But I'm pulling you and everything.
Stop me. That's a bush. That's a bush in front of you. It's definitely a bush. Right. Your bumper is just on the edge of it, just a little bit forwards, and I'll winch onto you.
Okay.
And hopefully you're heavy enough to provide an anchor, because I've run out of things to winch onto, basically. That's the one.
Okay, maybe I won't pull that.
Yeah, just reverse. I assume you already are.
No, I am now though.
Oh yeah, give it all the reverses. But basically I'm just using your 2 tons of truck as a mobile anchor.
Yeah, the rest doesn't work for me.
I'll help.
I need to winch myself.
Wow, your wheels are almost entirely embedded. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever upgraded the wheels on that one. That's fine. Let me get a little closer. If your body is Move your truck real close until we roll down the hill. I have many talents, ladies and gentlemen, but singing is not one of them. Except in SingStar. Well, quite weirdly enough, I got really good scores in SingStar. I can't hold a note. I can't sing a note, but I can bring my voice accurately up and down if I get an on-screen pitch meter telling me if I'm too high or too low. Apparently I can do that. So I found that very weird. I also found it... So people go, haha, I'm tone deaf, right? Very few people are actually tone deaf. Actual tone deafness is very unusual. That means if I went, ba, ba, you couldn't tell me which of those notes was higher.
Yeah.
A friend of mine is tone deaf. He's very bad at SingStar. Another friend of mine, she's tone deaf. It was horrific, like listening to them play SingStar. Like absolutely, I really just wish I would just tear my ears off.
Sound weird to them or something.
Music sounds the same, but they have no concept of pitch.
Right. Where am I going now then?
Come along and just follow me for a bit. I'm not that confident.
Busy running signs over. Hold on.
That's fine. If you don't like the signs, you don't have to.
Wasn't my choice.
Because I'm going to pick up hopefully 3 vehicle spare parts. We'll deliver it to the quarry, and at that point we should then get access to the quarry, being able to repair it, and it's much closer than obviously the garage, which is a long way away. However, I am not 100% confident that my vehicle is not about to stop moving in about another 25 feet.
There's a garage on this road, isn't there?
There is, but it's back at the start, yeah. Why, did you want me to...
No, I've done about, I don't know, 50% damage to it. I smashed into a tree.
As long as nothing's actually really damaged, doesn't really make much odds. I think
it's made the engine red and it's got an exclamation mark over beside it.
You should... do you want me to recover it and change the tyre? Actually, hold on. If you just leave it, and if you look on the map, what's in quarry? Like, is there anything near to the entrance to here that we might want to pick up? Because the Chevy, the only reason I said grab the Chevy, it was the closest. It's not the best vehicle anyway.
Drownlands.
Yeah. No, quarry's next. We're in Drownlands.
Yes, I mean, I'm looking at quarry.
Looking at quarry, yeah. What do we
I know where the exits are.
Should always know where the exits are.
So we've got. Okay, so we've got the Tuz, 420 Tartarin, we've got the Action. They're in the top middle of the map.
One of the musical properties is that if you hear a pitch, that you can name what it is.
Oh, that's pitch perfect, which is a totally different. That's way beyond me.
Yeah, it's only 2 vehicles there.
So on this, so I worked.
The Tartarin.
So
the Tuz and the Action.
I worked out last night how to select the quests. So I enabled lots and lots and lots of quests.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the engine is 37 out of 100. That's the damage. The fuel is in red for some orange. I don't know why.
Okay, hold on.
Something to do with the engine being knobbed.
Hold on. Cement, wooden planks, concrete. I'm just thinking if there's anything else I can grab here because I've got a trailer that carries 5.
Oh, maybe it's fuel consumption because I've damaged the engine.
Oh, yes, very possibly. Well, I guess I'll carry metal beams on the basis I might as well bring metal beams and not use them.
Well, the Action can't carry them, can it?
No, these are the big ones. So basically, I'm on my way to quarry with this vehicle, but I'm pretty sure, you know that river on the way out of the warehouse? That's as far as I think I'm going to actually get, I'm afraid. So feel free to grab whatever you think's convenientest. Anything in quarry, come and be prepared to spot me, basically.
I was thinking I'd like to bring the Kolob.
You can't leave me, you're going to struggle with fuel, but go for it.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. What's another one we like a lot?
The Action's very good. The Royal's very good too.
Right, I'll go and get the Axion then.
Yeah. Well, if you get the Axion, what we can do is when that's done, recover the Axion and then change it out for a fuel tanker, or pop a crane on it, or upgrade it. I like the Axion. I think we got an upgraded engine for it yesterday. We got a lot of. I just drove. I got loads of upgrades yesterday. So, but yeah.
Does it matter which gateway you take to get back to the ground bands?
It does. You want to take the north one, which is the one I'm heading towards.
Bugger. Fine, it's a bit further away as well.
So I'm fairly sure this is as far as I'm going to get. So I'm going to try to avoid this river and this tree. I achieved two of those two things. Sorry, Shaka, you were saying something, and I was going to respond, and I totally forgot what the last thing you said is.
Quantum league matches or frequencies, absolute pitch.
That was it, yes. About absolute pitch, yeah. So
Hold on.
pitch perfect is where you can go middle C, and you could do it directly, and you can identify those.
And I figured that nodes are, you can refer anything that has a frequency with nodes.
Yes. Well,
So like
Let's just practice
blue
that.
light has a definite node that is associated with it.
There's a flatbed here, and there are a couple of other trailers. I don't know if I can tow them or not.
shouldn't need to. Which
I
vehicle?
need to bring the Axion. I'm thinking I want to bring the metalwork.
No, I'm carrying. So I'm carrying metal, but it's just spare. I don't know if we need it. I'm just bringing it to the level on the basis that there's probably a quest. I'm about to leave. I forgot right now. Drownlands. I'm just going to make sure I picked up this fuel. My drive-by refueling. I'll tell you what, though. Once this vehicle gets going with this load, that's horrible. Like. Begin to really understand the amount of mass once you get your brake. It's like no steer, no.
You're going straight ahead.
just count it off. I mean, there's videos of boats where the boats are slammed on the brakes and then just gone straight through.
Yeah, boats are heavy. It's like the that cruise, wasn't it? Went into Italy or whatever and smacked into the keel.
Yes.
Side.
Well, it's like a train. I mean, if a train slams on the brakes, it comes to a halt 1 to 2 miles later. It doesn't stop quickly. Because that's the advantage. So steel is quite slippery. So trains have enormously efficient because they have no friction. So they accelerate slowly and they brake slowly. And that's why they're extremely good for electric, because they have almost no rolling resistance. And with the drawback, they've also got almost no brakes.
They do have some crazy high amount of what you call it? Really?
Momentum.
No. Horsepower. 3,000 horsepower.
Yes, but they can't apply a lot of horsepower because you'll just wheel spin.
Yeah.
Now you have to apply that horsepower slowly and carefully. Yeah.
And obviously the reverse when you're taking it off again as well.
Yes.
What's the fastest repeatable quest on SnowRunner?
Fast. I linked it the other day. It's called Heavy Burden, and you can do it in 1 minute 30 with it, and then recover in a 20-second reset. That's the fast one. The fastest one we've done was about 2.5 minutes with a 1 minute reset, something like that. Oh, okay. So I now have to get to the service hub, and yeah, Max. So basically, I'm on the same level as you now. So I'm on my way, and there's some nasty mud. Oh, you should have got the Tutter in. Oh man, drive the Tutter in. It's wicked. It's not that fast, but it has all-wheel drive, diff lock all the time, and doesn't stop. It's just awesome. With a drawback that it has a 300, so it has a 300 litre fuel tank, right? This truck has a 240 litre fuel tank. But yeah, it's awesome. But oh my goodness me, does it get through a lot of fuel?
It's all-wheel drive as well, you said?
All-wheel drive, diff lock all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, Shaka, so as far as I know, it's called Heavy Burden. I can't tell you where it is or which quest it is. I looked it up. I was hoping to find like a list of all of the repeatable quests, how long they take, and how much you get. So I could quickly go, right, if we just repeat this one for half an hour, we'll get 10,000 cash or whatever. Oh, wobbles. Could you possibly repair me, by the way? My suspension and fuel, more than a little bit knackered.
Source roof rack. Destination yours. All.
Thank you.
And then refuel.
If
Source
you like.
roof rack. You. Are you trying it?
You might as well. I like the way that you didn't even get out your car.
Yep, that's you refueled and repaired.
So if you want to do a U-turn, and well, probably have to say, I suspect. Jesus, your one's fast.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go fairly slowly because I am carrying. Your one's got such badass wheels on it. I love it.
They are very good wheels. Yeah.
Like I said, I've been looking at new. So I was talking about. I'm getting new track wheels for my Impreza. So I have been looking at various treads and stuff. So I want to get what's referred to as slash cut slicks. So essentially, they are slicks. Yeah, no track. No track in this country will let you take slicks on except without a race license. No chance. So you have to. That's a lot of effort and money. But track days won't let you anyway. Because they're not raced, they're not licensed, they're not insured for it. So, but slash cut slicks are more or less slicks, but with enough tread, so if it starts to rain, you don't end up in Armco. You basically come off, you put your road wheels off, and you go home. Yeah. But I found some awesome tread patterns, and I'm like, oh, because my motorbike, the tread pattern it's like a cobra. That's the brand.
Left, right, sort of thing.
No. So it's like literally, yeah. So it's like a snake, like it's of a cobra's head.
Yeah.
Motorbikes, because you see, oh my god, I'm braking. That was full brakes.
Just smack into me. It's fine.
No, I am braking. The wheels are locked up.
Oh right.
I'm just sliding down the hill.
Faster.
No.
Can you drive the train?
Oh, slippy. Wait, is there actually a train there?
Well, there's a large carriage there waiting to be pushed around the front.
I don't think... there are some early and you definitely couldn't push them around.
We going in here?
Yes. Does anyone remember what the name of the game was I linked to the Discord chat? I said it's free to play this weekend. It's in open beta and it looks really good. Lightbound, that's it. So Diablo 3 meets Streets of Rage is their kind of tag, and I'm like,
I never played Streets of Rage, so
Double Dragon, Final Fight,
One Must Fall?
Renegade. Not really One Must Fall. Like One Must Fall, but
you're supposed to fight or not fight?
You fight people, but you fight people in a big arena. I think what they mean is, oh god, they mean Diablo, but with more focus on melee combat.
Right.
I'm just trying to fix my. There we go. Trying to fix my map. Hey Dora, map. Give me that. Give me that. A fetch. So sometimes she wants to play at night. So I lay in bed and watch something on my iPad to sort of unwind, and then I'll play with it. I'll throw. So but almost without exception, in the morning I'll wake up and there's a toy on my pillow. Obviously she's dropped it in the night and she's just sat there waiting for me to throw it. So I feel quite bad that I haven't thrown her toy whilst I was asleep.
Oh, my cat would be like, "Wake up! Where's my food?"
Oh, no. So Dora is not very food mode today, but she does like fetch. She does like playing, but she doesn't meow for it. She just drops it and watches me. She's like, do the throw, and I have purposely not reacted to her meowing when I don't want it, something to encourage. Because when Ajax was young, Ajax had the most adorable and wonderful, heartbreaking meow. So I'd be like, here's your food, meow for your food, meow for your food. 3 years later, his voice broke, and I really, really regretted training him to meow for food. Lesson learned. Dora keeps jumping on my lap, but she hasn't brought back her toy. I can't throw it. No fetch, no throw.
Yeah, my cat's got used to the idea that if he meows long enough, people will come and feed him. So, and it's been a right pest in the morning. So now I have to shut the bedroom door to keep him out.
Well, part of the trick is when they meow, do something else. So when Dora meows, I pick her up and cuddle her. So that's fine. If she wants me to pick up, I will do that. But then if she's like, no food, meow, pick up a cuddler. After a while, she'll be going, so how do I ask for food? What do I do? The funniest thing Cepheus does, he does this.
Oh, well, do you always put food out for them all the time so they can just graze?
I do only because I want to fatten up Cephe. With Dora, I won't be doing that. But as long as Cephe's around, Cephe gets as much food as I can stick in him. But Cepheus, when he wants attention, he does this thing. He just goes, row, 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 and I look at him, and then he'll look back and he goes, meow. So it's kind of a yelling and a hey, hey, love me. Man, this thing is so heavy and clunky. And look, that's it. Smash. I can't do anything about it. Once I get going, I can't slow down or stop. Why do you ask, Shark, about the repeatable quests? What's your did you do?
I'm going to calculate what node it is.
What? You're gonna do
The C or an A. What node?
We're going down here, or we're going just round?
right. Sorry, you're gonna Google what's a C or an A. Sorry, you've totally lost me.
Calculate it.
Oh right, yes. Well, I said the quickest one we've done was it's about 2.5 minutes. Then you recover, and then it takes you maybe a minute to prep for the next run. Maybe a minute. So about 3.5 minute cycle, and that one is called. We should know this. We did it. The one we did in the farm is really good. It's really good. But you got to wait for midnight, so it's not so good on that basis. In single player, you can just set it to midnight. But you can't do that in multiplayer. Because the Action, it's too small to do that particular quest. I'd like to find a quest, a repeatable one you can do inside. Oh, promoted. Service hub opened. So now we can repair stuff here. So not only can you refuel, but you can also repair and replenish your thing.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
you can replenish fuel here or not?
You can replenish fuel here as well, yes.
Oh, right. I was just going to the thing. Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Service spare parts. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. This hasn't done what I thought it was going to do. Let me grab a vehicle that actually got the...
That's cargo management.
Yeah, but I'm confused because that's not the picture it's got. Alright, let me repair. I will repair me. Now if I drive into this, I'm expecting to be able to replenish my repair points.
Yeah, so it's cargo management. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm a bit amused. Oh, wait, hold on. I think it's to our left. There's another picture of a spanner. Oh.
I'm not seeing it.
There's service spare parts on the map, and then there's the fuel station to your right, to your left. Sorry.
This is the garage, I believe, here.
No, well, I don't know if we get a garage on this level. I don't think we do. There's a trailer store, a fuel station, and what
That's the trailer store. Here's the fuel here.
Yeah, but I want to be able to replenish my service parts. That's, I thought, what we were doing. Camera.
Right, reflex full, I'm full.
Ah!
You want to take a maneuver?
I was in front. That means I get right of way. That's literally how it works. So hold on, let's make sure we're not being stupid here, because we should be able to replenish our repair stuff from here, but I don't have the option for cargo. if I switch vehicles, then I do that. I can put service spare parts on there and nothing else. Fine. On this level, there are still some quests, but it's Zimnogorsk was where we were kind of doing stuff. Because I believe in Zimnogorsk, we have got... oh, wait, hold on. Deliver to the oil field. Oh my goodness me. Deliver metal beams to the oil field. Yikes. No, I'm not doing that. I've got there. I'm not doing it, though. Tasks. That needs an instrument with a crane.
Oh, that's nice. I'm drawing on the menu on the screen. I've got continue codec settings, return to main menu, exit game.
Ah.
Yeah, continue. Oh, finally. Buggy.
So you know the fuel tanker you drove in there and then Tad drove off again? That's the quest oil sampling.
Oh, right. That reminds me. You need to play
it.
Topsies.
With?
You wanted to reconfigure the Action as fuel browser.
We might not need to, because now we have a fuel tank that's... So this fuel place here is quite close to the Zimnogorsk gateway. So it's not as bad. Nowhere near as bad. What I want to do is I want to unlock the garage in Zimnogorsk, but I don't know how. I assume it is hub recovery second part. It's got to be. So we need 4 vehicle spare parts that has to be delivered to Drowned Lands. Oh man.
I have calculated it using a scientific it's about 11 octaves under octave 0, and it's about an A.
What's 11 octaves under octave 0? That's so close to 11 octaves under A is that's not even that's barely a frequency. That's like a tectonic plate or something.
Very low frequency. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm tempted to do, and while I'm saying this, Shauka can work out in his brain to explain to us what he's talking about, because I'm totally lost, is to go to... Oh, that is a long way. Damn. I'm confused. So we have a hub recovery second stage, which says it gives us quote-unquote access to location, which I'm assuming is a garage or repair point next to the fuel station in the middle of Drowned Lands, which is, let's be honest, we should have done this quest a long time ago. But we can do it in the Chevy and the Action, because this is an easy quest. So hold on. See, I am smart. Let me recover. Oh my god, you really did fuck my vehicle. What did you do?
A little bit of friendly damage is fine.
Little bit of friendly damage, little bit of knackered damage, yes. Allow me...
This Tartarin, it's back. How do I describe it? Off, near side, front, rear steering wheel goes into the foot stand, foot brace thing. And you turn it all the way locked, full lock right, and lock left, sorry. The other side do it. Oh, the other side does it as well. The tyres are clipping... Yeah, the tyres are clipping clipping through the foot, whatever it is you call it.
Oh, I'm surprised. Okay, so I'll grab the... If you pop into my Chevy, I'll pop into the Action, and I will recover the Action, because I think we got some upgrades for it.
Well, I can see it, but I can't get it. Oh, there we go.
I haven't got out of it yet. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So 105 seconds as hertz is 0.0094 or rounded to 5.
What's the
And
frequency
it's
though?
an A.
Are you working out what note it is if we were to complete missions?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I have just put the best engine into the Action. We unlocked it yesterday.
I'll just turn the Chevy around for you.
Have you got the stream up or not, by the way?
I have.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at it right now?
Yeah, just look. So that's how on this one, you can have the truck, you can have the small sideboard bed, small fuel carrier, or a crane. Look at the little crane. It's really expensive though, so I haven't got it yet. So I think we'll be all right. So the planet, if you're here,
I think the crane is the only thing that would be useful for is collecting very small cargoes.
Yes.
It's got no outriggers, no outriggers to sort of brace it, so it goes donk straight over, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. I haven't bought it yet. So if you come with, so basically we're going to run from warehouse to fuel station twice.
Okay. So what do you want to bring?
The Chevy.
Just recover it, or I can't recover it?
Yeah, it's part right from. Oh wait, hold on.
I'm in it. But
Wait, hold on. Can you not carry anything at all in the Chevy?
I can put something in the back of it.
But you've got something in the back of it, so I guess you can't.
I'm confused.
I'm
I
confused.
can go to the cargo management and put spare parts in it. That's the aircraft in the game, isn't it?
There is, yeah. I keep hearing that and going.
That sounds like the aircraft going out my window, like a little Cessna or something flying around. Okay, so I'm going to see what I can put into it. Bear with a sec. Right. Actually, the truck front has to be into it, not the back. There we go. I can put service spare parts.
Wait, how are you looking at what you could put in it?
I'm in the box that says loading cargo. And there's an up and down arrow, and I've only got a choice of service spare parts. Nothing else I can choose.
What vehicle are you in?
It's a great big purple long thing.
Not the Chevy.
That's not the Chevy.
No, it's not the Chevy.
Oh, am I getting confused?
Yes,
The
that's
GMC. The Chevy isn't on this map.
No, the Chevy's on this map. So we need to deliver 4 vehicle spare parts, but all we have is the Action, which is fine, and the Chevy. And I don't know if the Chevy can actually take anything.
Okay, I'm getting well confused now. Which map do you want me to look at?
Drowned lands again.
Oh, okay. The Chevy's that horrible thing, isn't it? Okay.
It's that with the Hitlermobile, but I don't think it can take anything, unfortunately. So that's annoying.
Oh, I see. So you got service spare parts.
Yeah.
Can you reconfigure it?
What vehicles do you have in your stored? You've got the Fleet Star.
D3 ones. Bear on a sec. And I'm back.
Okay.
Did the mute button work, by the way? Did the mute button work, by the way?
It did actually, yes.
Yeah, good. So you're saying, can you reconfigure the Chevy?
I don't think so because it's a Scout. Yeah, so I don't think I can. But what vehicles do you have in your garage?
How do I go back to my garage?
No, just go to the garage. Whichever ones you've got in storage.
Oh, I see. So I've got to drive your Chevy round to it.
No, just select garage. Just click on the garage in the map. And then click enter or press enter.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
And then check.
So I lost my Scout. That's gone. Oh, no, it's there.
No,
I've got it.
Yeah, the closest to lost is in your world. But do you also have? You should also have the what? Not the White Lightning. The Fleet Star.
I've got a Fleet Star 2070A and a GMC MH 9500. Whatever that is.
Right, the Fleet Star is pretty good. Do you have a trade?
Why did they say available when there's money there rather than?
Because you can sell it.
Oh, I see. That's
how much they're worth. Yeah, but yeah, you could grab that one, put a sideboard trailer on it, and that gives us.
I've unlocked it, of course.
You should. Oh, you should do.
Which one are we talking again? The GMC or the Fleet Star?
The Fleet Star. I've used my Fleet Star loads. It's still one I use regularly. I mean, you might now. You are definitely you are a lot higher level than you were, and you have a lot more money than you did. So you might want to think about upgrading it, or struggle through with what you've got and save up for your Cola, which I know that you want.
So I've got a choice of 2 engines here. One's 1900, one's 2100.
The 21.
Power to weight. Oh, super power to weight's S. That's what's in there. What?
The biggest.
What down to that?
Because it's more fuel efficient, but that might be one you've already upgraded.
Yeah, it definitely isn't. I've only used the Scout. Suspension, stock or locked? Let's go explore Michigan to get the options for that.
Yeah.
Tires. Well, I guess we need mud tires, right?
Yes.
42 UOD. What's that?
What's the best mud tires you can put on it?
Off-road. Yes, not mud. They aren't called mud. It's highway, all-terrain, off-road, and chained.
Off-road.
The best ones is 42-inch UOD 3.
That's the ones.
Mud good, off-road excellent, on-road average.
Average.
Okay.
So measurement is that.
Yeah. Well, it's like car lengths, isn't it? Winch, stock medium.
That'd be expected. Oh, yeah, I'm not expecting you to get stuck.
Diff lock, engageable. Okay.
That's good. That's why it's good. It starts off with a diff lock, and then you want to
round cap or no snorkel at all.
We shouldn't be going through water, but it's up to you. As I say, you've now got the money to upgrade. Yeah.
Very, very cheap.
That's a good point.
All-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, engageable AWD. I'm confused. They're both. Oh, okay. Install that. Engageable all-wheel drive. And I presume, yeah. Okay. I don't know why it's just. I suppose the other option is you don't have all-wheel drive. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
Frame add-ons.
Yeah, sideboard bed, which you should probably already have.
I've got that.
Yeah.
Also put on maintenance, van body, flatbed, heavy crane, fuel tank.
So flatbed is the same as sideboard, crane, but it's cheaper and stuff falls off it if you put it at an angle. It's one of those. You know what? I'll pay that little bit more to have a side.
Yeah. Install. There we go. So in theory now I should have all-wheel drive switchable, diff lock switchable, tire type 42-inch off-roads, and stock suspension.
The only drawback, obviously, is if you crash, your vehicle disappears.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
I need to explore Michigan, USA to get this special suspension.
Yeah, to be honest, if you want it, we can probably go do that in about 15 minutes, because the Axion
if I retain it, does that then update it in the memory?
No, all retain does is put it back into your storage. But when you leave the game, all your multiplayer vehicles are automatically retained anyway.
Oh, okay, so I don't have to do anything special.
You don't do anything special now. Otherwise, of course, you would end up leaving your vehicle in my game.
Yeah.
Like, Adam, can you run the game so I can join, so I can get my vehicle back? Like, this game has some questionable decisions, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Now, you only need to do one run of this, but I need to do 2.
Oh, we need 3, 6 things.
4.
Yeah.
4.
Right.
You can carry 2, I can carry 1.
Yeah. Why don't you bring something bigger? Because it's too far away to go and get it and recover back.
Yeah.
Because if you recover it, will recover back here?
It will recover back here. It will recover back there, but that doesn't help us with the quest. Because we have to go somewhere, pick something up and drop it off. But it's not very far away. So if you do knacker the vehicle, it's not too bad to... Hey, I should turn my lights on.
I've no idea.
And you should avoid the rocks. I heard that.
That wasn't the rocks, that was the trees.
Oh, definitely avoid the trees.
Yeah.
So I've now got an upgraded engine in this, so it's going even back. So the Fleet Star is really good. Like, it's the first vehicle you get, but they gave you one that lasts you a very long time and is an extremely capable vehicle once you put on some better tyres.
I'll be worried if my headlights are this bad in real life.
They're actually not too bad, these headlights. Yeah, but you've got a fancy pants new car. Like, the headlights on the Impreza, they're not very good. On my Cruiser, they're not very good either. They're still, because, like, by Xenon or halogens are excellent, but oh my god, is that an expensive upgrade. You need all the washing circuitry. You need all the auto leveling circuitry. It is thousands of pounds extra on the car's price. But they are nice. They are very nice. So, but you don't get those on motorbikes because you don't get any concept of auto leveling. Because if you brake hard, obviously the front of a bike dives a lot. And if someone sits on the back of it, it rises up a lot. And this happens a lot in a bike.
All cars have that leveling thing, don't you?
Yeah,
Sort of thing,
but
adjuster.
that's well.
Which you're supposed to use, but people don't.
No, by Xenon.
What's that do? I don't know what that means.
By Xenon, and LED headlights are auto-adjusting real time. So as if you put like a caravan on the back, the vehicle will automatically adjust the headlights in real time.
Yeah.
That
Following you.
yes, that is not a cheap add-on. They also have to have self-washing.
Or take auto. You have to have lights that are auto leveling to be able to do that.
You can't. You can retrofit them, but that's not legal.
Yeah.
You also have to have washing systems as well.
Oh really?
Oh yes.
Or to wash the headlights.
Wash the headlights, otherwise you get dirt and stuff on it, and that will scatter the light and give glare. Because basically the Smart Roadster has fairly old lights because it's an old car, so loads of people are putting in bi-halogen, xenon or LED upgrades going, look at this, and all the comments are, that's not legal, you're going to fail your next MOT, did you not do the slightest bit of research? I
thought they were just LED bulbs I could just swap out.
Is the thing you just bought E-marked? No, then it's not legal, end of.
Yeah.
Wow, I burned a lot of fuel achieving that. Okay, so
like a little skippy bunny.
Vehicle spare parts.
Is that what I need as well?
Yes, but you need 2. Well, ideally 3, but I think you can only pick up 2.
Metal beams? No. Vehicle spare parts? Yes. 1, 2. Lock on my shoe. There we go.
Just setting the waypoints. So you know when you picked me up and I got really stuck?
Yeah.
That's where we're going now.
Enjoy.
But this thing is, as we all know, the little truck that could.
Little truck that can.
Oh yes.
There's no past tense on there.
The little truck that does.
Yeah.
Okay, that just makes it sound like it's a slut. The little truck.
Action does.
The little truck that puts out. Yeah, that's not where I'm going with that. See, if you had bought the DLC, what I would say is we could go into your Lake COVID, and I could just drive over and get you the Action. Like, so if there's a vehicle that's not a purchasable one. Oh, hold on, this looks like a shortcut here. That is absolutely a shortcut. Let's take it. It means not going through the. Going through this.
I think, to be fair, it's the most enjoyable game I've played where I haven't unlocked anything.
Well, to be fair, you do get access to what I've unlocked, which is a bit weird, and you have unlocked stuff for your vehicles. I mean, your Fleet Star is now substantially improved from where it was.
Yeah.
I said, if there's a particular vehicle you want, and it's not one you simply buy with money, we can just go and get it.
Yeah.
Like, because all I have to do is join your game and just drive there. Like, I'll drive there in the Action or the Kolob or whatever and go, there you go, got it.
Oh, I've got to use my Action to go and get you an Action.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the Action is DLC vehicle, so you do need to own the DLC, yeah. The first one.
Whoa, that was a bit too responsive.
This thing's a monster!
What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster?
Truck.
Is it a monster?
Truck.
They took Blaze and the Monster Machines a long, weird way off-piste, I tell you.
They took what and the what, sorry?
Blaze and the Monster Machines a long way off-piste. Well, Blaze and the Monster Machines was like basically a monster truck that did lots of stuff. And then his MO was that he was... Oh, bloody hell, I really am getting stuck in this. But basically he could transform to make himself useful to... No.
I will come and save you if you're stuck, don't worry. Let me drop off my load. Yeah, I never really followed monster trucks. One of the games that's on the list I want to try, if we can get it to work, is absolutely Monster Truck Madness 2, which was a great game. And that's the game that came with my steering wheel came with the game. And it is great.
That does beg the question, though. I mean, well, maybe it's an obvious answer, maybe I'm being thick, but it does beg the question why these old games no one's gone back to them and gone, you know what, we should remake that with the current technology or update it or something, like they've done with Command & Conquer. And
well, sometimes they do, though. I mean, Command & Conquer, obviously.
But this specifically, some of these old ones are just like, yeah, whatever, abandon it.
Well, Command & Conquer was an enormously popular game. I mean, there is that to bear in mind.
It was seminal. It was seminal. I'd like to say genre-defining, but it is certainly a stake in the ground. Sort of a, what does it compare to this? That was the sort of the de facto whether it's better or worse than that.
Yeah. So with the Microsoft, Crimson Skies. And my brain just remembered. I think it was called Crimson Skies. Where's my mouse cursor? Hold on, I need to post that in the Discord. Esmia. Microsoft are obviously very, very, very keen to get people to get onto Game Pass and to buy games on the Windows 10 store. So I'm surprised they haven't. Motocross Madness, Midtown Madness, Monster Truck Madness. I am very surprised these licenses have not come back. Like, those are some of the ones that they've got that are really very good. So Crimson Skies, if I remember correctly, is an airplane racing game. And I'd like to put it, and I'd like to play it. I want to do Midtown Madness, I want to do Motocross Madness, I want to do Monster Truck Madness. They were all really, really good multiplayer games, all by Microsoft, amusingly.
Well, the Havoc engine's apparently copyright Microsoft.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know they bought. Havoc's quite underused. Nearly everybody uses PhysX because it's state of the art, and it's inside.
Is Havoc quite old?
Havoc, so's PhysX. I mean, they're old, but PhysX is. I don't know, because I'm like, oh, it uses Havoc. Then I'm like, come on, the last game that used Havoc. I mean, Doom uses Havoc, like Doom Eternal, but there ain't many physics in Doom Eternal. I couldn't really steer, by the way, so this is
okay.
This is the best you get.
Sort yourself out.
You're coming to.
I'm going into there, so you're about to back into a pile.
Can you see the mush I'm making here with these tires?
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, winch onto the middle back as soon as you can.
Okay.
So that's where the game scores. Those tires look nearly photorealistic. It looks just amazing. And as I said before, it's got the most photorealistic depiction of just fucking wet, shitty mud. No, PhysX is... Unity and Unreal both use PhysX as their standard physics engine. It's the most common used physics engine in the world. It's continually updated by NVIDIA. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, I think yesterday, both Unreal and Unity use a particular fork of Unreal Engine that has no hardware acceleration, which is really annoying because it's something we could really do with. PhysX supports hardware acceleration, but basically it's the Pro PhysX that supports it, not the freebie that comes within Unreal/Unity.
Where am I taking this, by the way?
Just to the left, I think.
That sort of links with a bit of paper over it.
Should be a down arrow. You're looking for a yellow down. Oh, you need to set the quest. Hub recovery second stage. And there should be a yellow down arrow.
Hold on. So clipboard has got nothing on it.
You're just in front of you, I think.
I'm trying to see which quest it is. There's tasks and there's contracts.
It's a contract.
And Tiger Oil, Transdamir, or Vorono 12.
Middle one?
Above. Oh, that one. Yeah, there we go. Start tracking. There we go. And it's right in front of me, right?
Yeah.
I'm on top of it.
That's good then.
So, maybe I have to come out and come back in again?
If you don't have the quest selected, you will need to reverse out the box and drive into the box.
Yeah.
On trigger enter, not on trigger stay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monster at Madness I recall being a really fun game, and it came with a steering wheel, which was just massively unsuited for, but still lots of fun. That's my old, Microsoft Sidewinder force feedback steering wheel.
Yeah.
Just wait there a sec.
That was on 15 pins. Well, those ones.
Ooh, now that's a good question.
They were called side riders, weren't they?
So, I don't know whether it's USB. I remember I bought it in 1998 or 1999. So it could have been.
It was still sort of in its fledgling era at that.
I have a funny feeling it may have been a 15 pin, but one of the 15 pins that came with the USB adapter. I gave you one of those because I had a few. So there was a period in which joysticks worked on both standards. If I had a 15-pin joystick I really wanted, I could use it, but I don't think force feedback was ever supported over 15-pin because you wouldn't have had the data lines to control it. You needed to be able to talk to the host controller. Just going to get another
14 lines of information. 14 lines of information plus a.
Yeah, but that's not enough to start encoding a positive. Don't forget, on a force feedback joystick, you've got positive and negative force feedback strengths. So
negative. You're stopping the person moving it, and you're pushing it around further than you want it to go.
Right, push it forwards, push it backwards. The steering wheel just has push left, push right. The joystick has push left, push right, push forwards, push back. Yeah. So code that into 15 bits.
14.
14. Well, no, it's not 14. So I'm pretty sure.
It's going to be power as well, isn't it? Potentially.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the MIDI interface was parallel. So I'm pretty sure you've got one for ground, 14, up, 13, down, 12. No, and it can't be. No, it did support analog, didn't it? It did support analog, so it would have been a little bit more complex than that.
Yeah.
I never looked at what the pin out of a joystick was. Game ports. I'm glad I've discovered the shortcut. Anyway, oops, it does make life a whole bunch easier. And I'm on my way back now with the last vehicle spare parts, and we'll see what that gives us.
So the pinout is plus 5 volts, button 1, X1, X-axis for joystick, 0 to 100 kilo ohms. Ground for button 1.
Wait, hold on. But of course, because joysticks used to have a potentiometers, didn't they? And because you adjust the trim.
Yep.
So it was just literally it was a single pin for the axis, and it was the resistance across that. Oh my, wow. Yikes.
Each button has its own separate ground as well.
So you
button 2, ground for button 2.
So you definitely could not have shoved force feedback down through that.
There are 4 5-volt DC signals across those pins.
Don't forget, it's a MIDI port. It's not a joystick port. It is a MIDI port that they went. Oh no, we've got this 15 port. But I'd love to know how that started, because no one would make a joystick for a joystick port, for a game port. Sorry, for a sound card port, but no one would put support in for it. So I wonder where the chicken and the egg came from. I guess the basis was if you were
having enough pins and the power to do it.
No, so. If
you can do it with the mouse port, because there's not enough buttons to take an X and Y and the 4 buttons. Because basically they're saying the X and Y plus the 4 buttons is 6, double out makes 12.
Right.
Plus you've got some power.
You're missing my point. So on your computer, on your sound card, you had a 15-pin MIDI port, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Why would you write a game that supported someone plugging a joystick into it? Why would you make a piece of hardware that supported plugging it into a game port? You got chicken and the egg.
It was on a sound card for MIDI, wasn't it? So
but
the whole point is that the MIDI thing was there.
Yeah.
And for example, they said, if you have this, you can plug in a CD drive into it. So they were going for this card is, essential, and you must have it for all sorts of other purposes.
You're missing my point. It's the chicken and the egg situation. Why would anyone write support for the game port, plugging joysticks in, when there is no hardware? Why would anyone make hardware for it when there were no games? Well, did someone? This went way.
How did it come about?
Way back, yeah.
Yeah, but the hardware was there anyway.
Yeah, the port's there, but there were no joysticks. And when someone releases a joystick, there's no games.
Joysticks were around,
but not 15 pin.
But not with that interface on it.
Yeah.
Joysticks were around. People wanted to use joysticks on PC. They're like, well, I've got this thing. I came with my those little beggars that go, I'll cut the head off this and see where it plugs into if I start working out the pins and things. You know, can I get that system to detect it? You know,
But
they can say, okay, I can get these signals to be detected as MIDI, therefore I can write something that will make my own key sort of thing. And it would have been, I thought, from there, because bear in mind, PC, the whole reason for PC was experimentation. You know, making, you know, the interfaces are standard, so they could go, right, I'm going to make my own interface card for, you know, my magic box of tricks I'm making over here. You know, that's sort of gone by the wayside these days.
But I'm trying to work out. Oh, hold on. Wooden planks. We should do that one. Right. 5 wooden planks. All right. Yikes. All right. This is going to be actually easiest if we recover.
I can't. Oh, yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
No, good.
But yeah, I don't know why anyone would have made in English. I don't know why anyone would have made a joystick. And I don't know why anyone would have done. I don't know which point someone said we're doing a joystick and no game supports it, or I'm writing support for a joystick that doesn't exist.
Well, unless they do the two together.
Yeah, but who did that?
Happens. Well, lots of people do that. I can't think of an example of that. I mean,
well, yeah, Guitar Hero.
It does happen. Where people go, I'm going to make this thing. I'm going to make some special hardware. You know, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, Guitar Hero, and then. But my point is, Guitar Hero, you needed the controller and the game. Without the controller, the game was pointless, and without the game, the controller was pointless. But that same thing had to happen for PC joysticks, and I just don't really know how it happened.
Yes.
Okay, Esmia. Right, in the 80s, sure. At what point did someone invent a joystick that had no game support for it? Or at what point did someone invent a game that supported a joystick that didn't exist?
The problem we've got here is we're looking at it from the future backwards. Backwards in time.
I'm trying to look at it from the front.
That point in time, looking forwards. It's a case of I want to use joysticks in my computer rather than the other way around. You know. Well, you got a point, but I don't quite. You know.
I don't know. Oh, this. Wait, hold on. I need to put wooden planks on. I don't think I can. Can you?
Cement oil barrels, cargo container, cement. No, it's not in there. Is
it? Deliver to the. Oh yeah. No, I'm a twit.
Take a cargo container.
No, that's all right. We've just gone in the wrong direction. That's all. If it's there.
It's definitely not here.
It's definitely not there. No, we're going down to the sawmill.
Okay.
But what I mean is, in 1983 or whenever the first year that someone did joysticks, who was it? No, they weren't invented for consoles. Definitely not. There were no 15-pin joysticks. They were all 9-pin. That's fine, because when a console ships, they define the hardware and the game port standard.
Yeah.
PC joysticks...
But that's the thing, you only need 9 pins. You need up-down, as we just decided.
Yep.
It's potentiometers if you're using a proper joystick, but you'd have an analog, so digital. So you need 8 buttons and a ground. Power source.
Yeah.
And each pin's grounding, so that's 9 pins. That's all you need. That's a serial bus.
So on the Spectrum, they had a 9-pin port, and that 9-pin port went to the Mega Drive, the Amiga, the Atari ST. It became a very standard port.
Yep.
But on the Spectrum, there was no standard. There were 3. There was Kempston, Sinclair, there were 3 standards of joysticks. So, but that's fine. Those are 9-pin. You can't plug those into a PC anywhere.
To make sure they were incompatible, they changed the power lines around to make sure they didn't pop. If you plugged the wrong joystick into the wrong unit.
As far as I know, you just basically plugged any joystick in, and then you just chose the game had to support Kempston, Sinclair, or other joysticks. But I don't know where 15-pin joysticks came from. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised the MIDI port wasn't a 9-pin port. That's all, which would have been no good.
I remember back in the day, force feedback was the sort of the run-of-the-mill average sort of thing. But the real top-end ones, they had a separate power supply. They had a hell of a big bass, so you had to encompass all that clever force feedback stuff in.
Yeah.
But they were looking at. I'm struggling to remember any of the names of them. Remember the local computer shop near me. Stocking, they were really excited about it.
The only ones I had were the Sidewinders. I've got a Sidewinder Force Feedback, and I have a Sidewinder Force Feedback Pro.
I had to go to the game to get a Sidewinder, and basically it didn't work, and I took it back, and I bought another one, took it back, it didn't work. Every time I took it back and bought another one, I got the points for it. So I had like loads of points for spending money in there, but I never actually, I didn't I got a refund on the money, but not on the refund on the points purchasing it. So.
But I would need to do some research trying to work out what the first game was to support GamePort stuff. I mean, I think this goes back as far as IBM XTs. I think it's that. I mean, we're talking 1982 or so. I mean, it's a long way back. By the time we're talking about, 98, that's the end of the GamePort era, the beginning of the USB era.
Yeah.
But I mean, the joystick I used for Descent is it's a Cyborg 3D Pro USB edition.
Yeah.
That indicating to you there was still a GamePort edition.
Yeah.
But you used to be able to plug Mega Drive joysticks into the Atari ST, and they would work. It had more buttons than the Atari ST would understand, but they would work. Same with mice. You could plug Commodore Amiga mice into the ST because they were fundamentally the same. Well, Esmia, I do also have, you would need the special software. I had the Sidewinder gamepad, and it was 15-pin. And at the top of the gamepad had another 15-pin port, so I think you could daisy chain 16 of them in theory.
Because it was treating them properly as MIDI did.
No, in that case it wasn't. What it was doing there is it was just using the MIDI port to talk to it however it wanted. It's like a Windows 95 piece of software. But you need a hand.
Honk honk. Oh, no.
That's what I'm here for.
Low watch before it's fine. Diff lock for the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Even empty this sort of heavily loaded towards the back rather than the front.
That's good. Lots of grip. Not so much steering. We're going to have to come back this way fully loaded, and we might have to come back this way fully loaded twice. This is 5 planks. This is an awful lot of planks, and I would not like to get a heavy truck down here at all.
You want to get the Kolob and drag something down here?
The Kolob only takes quest vehicles, because the Kolob has a high saddle. High saddle are only quest vehicles. Low saddle are all the large trailers. But would you like to try and get a trailer down this sort of slope?
With the Kolob on the back, with the Kolob in front of it, I would.
No, don't forget, this isn't a question of going forwards, this is a question of not rolling over. Esmia, what's Crimson Skies the game I was thinking of? I think Crimson Skies was a shooter, not a racer. But it was in airplanes, and it was by Microsoft. And it has the word red in it, well, sort of. Basically, I've got a joystick, by the way, that came with a sound card with no sound card. It just came with a game port. I've still got it. It's an 8-bit ISA card.
ISA.
Oh, yes. That was an industry standard architecture? I forgot what it stands for now. Oh. Right, this is the bit I usually roll my vehicle in. Okay.
Challenge accepted.
No. The challenge is... Oh, my goodness me. The challenge is not to roll it.
Is there like a down the woods? Why are we taking this janky blooming route?
Because we're going to the sawmill.
Oh, I see. This is the jankiest route ever.
No.
On the map.
No. This is the good route.
Fine,
no, this is the good route. The one to our right is jankier, and the one to our left has that 45-degree broken bridge. This is the good route. Welcome to Russia. Are you stuck?
I hate to admit it. I think I might be.
Right.
Reverse out.
I said that's literally why I'm coming with you. I might not be able to pick up anything, but I can certainly drag your ass. Yeah, I can certainly drag your ass along. Yeah, probably going wide rather than through it. I did put the snorkel on the vehicle in the end.
Oh right.
But yeah, the Fleet Star, which is the one you're in, it's a really good vehicle. I would definitely go left around this puddle. It's deep. But feel free to use me as a winch point.
Okay, let's just see if I can get myself turned around.
Oh yeah, I guess motherboards are all PCIe these days, aren't they?
Yep.
It was a long time. I think my
It uses the simpletons though. They what PCI? We've had that for years. I'm like, no, you haven't. PCI's been around for years, but oh yeah, it's been around. And then they go, oh, what about PCI X? I'm like, what? There was a really strange mid-tier standard between PCI and ISA, which is called PCI X. It's not Express. I don't know where it's supposed to be taking me because I'm pulling and nothing's happening. I think I'm properly jammed in here.
Yeah, you're on a rock. Okay.
Oh yes, you're right. Okay, hold on.
That's all right. I didn't even have diff lock on. Yeah, give us a chance.
I'm going to try and move myself a bit further away from the rock.
But yeah, I think my i3930 has still got 2 ISA sockets on the motherboard. I think. 2 white ones right at the bottom.
That was when all the cards flipped upside down, wasn't it?
Yes.
Changing to PCI standard, everything went hung down rather than went hung sort of south.
Yeah, I really wish they'd fix that. Like GPUs are just the wrong way up. Like the amount that I've got a milled aluminium bracket that holds my GPU up, or I put it in the socket and it fucking sags. Because the bit attached to the front of the computer, or the back of the computer, you know, with the screw, that's fine. But by the time you've gone 9 inches along it with that much weight, it's not fine anymore.
Well, because the standard dictates you're supposed to have a thing for it to grip into. So you can only do that with a full-length card and a chassis that supports the full-length board.
Well, I've got an aluminium bracket essentially that screws into the back that gives it rigidity. But video card design annoys the crap out of me because my one, like everything else, it's not a blower design because they're way too loud. It's the other design, so it shunts so it blows hot air downwards.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's like you could not think of a worst possible design for cooling a video card.
Yeah. Hot air downwards?
Yeah.
No.
At least
that's why I like the water cooling systems, but you
yeah.
You have to stop fucking around with them too much.
Well, no AIOs. There's no effort at all. I mean, I've got AIO.
For the graphics cards.
Yeah, for graphics cards, get AIO to get Seahawk. The problem is the Seahawk was so expensive, and I'm like,
how long do I have this on the? So, the graphics cards are expensive enough, but I have to think about add on external cooler things.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, a Seahawk is a GTX card with a AIO cooler inbuilt, but you are looking at a 700 quid video card, not a 400 quid video card. You know, you're paying for that. Well, no, it's not. Like they're not custom made. They're just they just make water cooled NVIDIA cards. But you are paying for a radiator, a pump, all of that. So it's a little bit more than you would pay for a CPU cooler, because they're not really done in volume.
Yeah.
I am keeping an eye on the next round of video cards. I will probably pick up a 3 series card almost as soon as they come out, which should be September, I think. Because I've got a 2060, but although it's it's a ray tracing card, but although it's a ray tracer, right, it's still slightly slow. It's only slightly faster than my 1070, so it's not a good upgrade. But a 3070 should be 2 generations. Should be a decent upgrade to my video card then, and stream it.
The 1080 Ti when I bought mine. Mine was a bit later, and they were obviously a lot cheaper, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
physics around that was hilarious.
Yeah, my 1070 was quite expensive, but it's a good card. The problem is a 1080 is, let's say, double the price, but only 20% faster, and the 1080 Ti is 4 times the price and only 40% faster. So you get this sort of, what are we taking? Wooden planks. Yes.
Yeah. 3 lots.
Wait, look to your right. Look to your right.
What? Is there a vehicle there?
No, there's physics. The wooden plank. The wooden over here. Hold on, let me go and beat my horn and see if I can make it happen. So this sawmill was working, and then I looked at it, and then all the see the planks of wood.
No.
Can you see some tree trunks? Literally just to my left.
Oh, the conveyor.
Beep your horn, see what happens.
No.
So,
Oh, the log is floating.
yeah. I don't know what a big navy is. Is that just whatever ATI is bringing out this year?
What the fuck is
Yeah.
that?
I think it's supposed to animate and they've not got round to it. Yeah, you're just blowing it around. They've got no collision or inertia.
That is janky. Okay.
Oh, make sure you get out of the way. Right. And it's quite literally back to the way we came. But, I mean, I can take a slightly, potentially less janky route. But that has... Do you remember that bridge? The 45-degree bridge?
Oh, yes. It wasn't really a bridge. It was some wood someone stuck in a hole and hoped it would span the hole. Something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one is the less janky route. Basically with a great big janky bit right in the middle of it. Oh, okay, well, yeah.
I'm just going to check prices. Spare me a sec.
I have no loyalty to AMD or ATI. Or Nvidia, sorry. They are the same. If I were to show you two images from any two games and ask you what video card it's on, you couldn't tell me. As a rule of thumb, the top of the range video cards belong to Nvidia. The middle range cards, your best bang for your buck is ATI, and at the low end, again, it tends to be Nvidia. Only potential difference is ATI cards tend to use up more electricity. They tend to run hotter. Other than that, there is no difference between them.
So
it's whether or not you like Catalyst, which is fucking shit, or if you like GeForce Experience, which is fucking shit. They are both awful pieces of software. I think Catalyst is slightly less shit, and I'm not going to say better, I'm going to say less shit, because that is the most positive I can put out of that. AMD out of a business ethics level, oh dear. Esmir, I can just assume that means you've never paid any attention to all of the shit they've done, along with the shit Nvidia have done, along with the shit that Intel have done. They're all as bad as the others. Kohak, I mean, if that case, I mean, the only thing I know is when people use Nvidia specific tech on and then enable it on an ATI card and go, why doesn't it run very well? Right, like, I can tell you for nothing, AMD have most certainly paid for people to make games that run better on their cards than other cards. I know, because I worked on some.
So, to get a 2080 Ti, oof, pricing's a bit all over the place, but you're looking at least parting with 1,000 to 1,200, 1,300 quid.
I'd probably be looking at 3070
Really?
at this point.
Yeah, they're not on the.
They're not out. They're not until September, I don't think.
Yeah, but they'd have like a pre-order thing at some point.
Yeah, I'm not even. When it's out, it's out.
Yeah.
I ain't paying for a Founders Edition card.
Yeah. That just is my fanboy and let me spend more money with you.
No, what they did is they released the Founders Edition card for a fortune, but you got them a month before the third-party cards. Oh yes.
Yeah, it must be real desperate to get an upgrade at that point.
Yeah. I would say realistically, Carhaka, and again, at this point, if you want to play games at the highest frame rate, you buy an Intel. No ifs, no buts. That's the chip you buy. ATI, and then you get the middle ground. This isn't the fastest cheap CPU, and then it comes into varying bang for your buck. The top Intel card CPU does not give you good bang for your buck. Doesn't matter, it's still faster. ATI don't do anything that far. It's kind of the same with video cards. ATI do not do anything that rivals the 2080 Ti. But when you get down to the 2060 territory, you have a lot of choice. But I have generally never bought the mid-range. I've generally only bought the high-end less often. Hardware accelerated physics was Nvidia tech, yes, but I can name one game that uses that, so that's not something you're liable to run into.
That was too novelty, wasn't it?
It was awesome. Oh, it was so good. But because it relies on having, whatever they have, 60% of the video card market, that means that it has to be shiny visuals only. It can't be a gameplay-centric thing. No, Esmesi, that's not true. PhysX relied on the compute cores available in the NVIDIA cards at the time, and you could run it on an AMD, and it ran like shit. Now, if you want to listen to the internet, fine. NVIDIA slowed it down on purpose. No, they didn't. The ATI cards at the time simply could not run it. I come up with a compute shader version 4, whatever it was, but I can genuinely name one game. It's the same thing with NVIDIA Hairworks. It runs on an AMD, but of course it's optimized for NVIDIA. Of course it is. AMD are perfectly welcome to optimize their drivers to run on it, but they don't cripple stuff to run badly on AMD. They just don't bother to upgrade it. They don't bother to. And if it uses a specific driver or feature set, then so be it. But all of this stuff, remember, is based on the DirectX or OpenGL abstraction layer. So PhysX just used the DirectX compute shader layer. It's just that at the time, when Borderlands 2 got the PhysX support, at the time, ATI cards did not do that very well. This has happened before. I used to have a Matrox card. Matrox were the first cards to properly support pixel shaders. At the time, ATI and NVIDIA were busy in a dick-waving contest to see who had the most fill rate, whereas Matrox went, we're doing shaders. No, the future is fill rates. More fill rate, more fill rate, more fill rate. So at the time, if you were to take a pixel shader game, and let's say it's one released by Matrox, it would run like shit on NVIDIA. And you get the same thing. Oh, Matrox have crippled it to run badly on NVIDIA. But they haven't. It was just written to take advantage of the tech they were good at. And same thing with RTX. I mean, RTX is a... careful. Slowly, catchy monkey here. It's the same thing with RTX. It will run an AMD card, but it'll run like shit because I believe at this point they still have not got any RTX support. Now, RTX is not an NVIDIA thing. It is a Microsoft thing. This is not careful, Brian. This is... So
I've only got a digital input for my
you can still...
accelerator.
Yeah, but you can put it in diff lock. Low gear.
Oh, yeah. Low gear. Let's do that.
But I say, there was absolutely zero evidence whatsoever that NVIDIA crippled their stuff for AMD. It's just not, this is not what it was. It just simply wasn't written. It was written to run on hardware AMD didn't have. Because as ever, AMD always plays second fiddle. This is just me going off course. So AMD always plays second fiddle. They're generally not forerunners. The exception was, unfortunately, DX12 and Vulkan. Because they were forerunners there. Number of games I can think of that used the DX12 and Vulkan, 1, Ashes of the Singularity. And AMD would not shut the fuck up about it, to the point where, until we played it on Saturday, I thought it was a tech demo. I thought it was like 3D Mark. I didn't realise it was an actual game. Well, I said, if you are talking about mid-range, mid to high, not top, mid to high, AMD definitely give you more power per dollar.
Yeah.
No ifs, no buts. End of discussion. They absolutely give you more power per dollar. But that's like saying a Ford Focus gives you more horsepower per dollar that you spend on your vehicle. Absolutely true. But you ain't gonna run a fucking race with it. Yeah, Kohaka, Ashes of Singularity was 2016. Again, that's the problem with all of these conversations. Where I am discussing now a half decade. No, what was Borderlands? An 8-year span of time. So what is true now? Not so much. What do you mean? Edmund, what are you talking about? No one uses hardware accelerated PhysX. I can't name a single game that supports it. It's nothing to do with NVIDIA. The developer wants to support hardware accelerated PhysX. They can support hardware accelerated PhysX. What game are you talking about where you think they took that ability out? Because I don't know of any game that ever had it in. I mean, a few, but as I said, the Unity and Unreal used the software accelerated version of PhysX, not the hardware one, which is a shame. Because at the time, NVIDIA were very keen to sell you
yes.
hardware accelerated. But put in your old GPU, buy a physics GPU, and it's a really good idea. I would love to see physics GPUs on the market, but it's just never happened. But what game is it you would let you choose which video card to run PhysX on? I mean, the PhysX taskbar thing would let you, but I genuinely struggle to think of any games that ever use PhysX in any sort of way where there was even the slightest bit of advantage by even thinking about popping an old video card in. By the time Borderlands 2 rolled around, I mean, you could have, I think. And I think the PhysX control panel would have let you select it. Careful, this is adverse camber here.
It's all adverse camber.
But we're on a corner.
Yeah. I'm going to go head towards the trees.
Yes, Jagger Cat, as I said, only if you are running in hardware accelerated PhysX mode, which I cannot think of anything since or before Borderlands 2 that supported that. If you can, I am all ears. I just cannot think of anything.
Hey, Ted.
As far as I'm aware, that was because at that point AMD cards did not support the level of, I think it's compute shaders, I think, that you needed to run PhysX. AMD didn't give a shit about making it work. They didn't have any cards that supported the hardware, and Nvidia obviously aren't going to spend their time making AMD cards work in it. This is why, really, what we need is a Microsoft to develop a DirectX standard for physics. Then the problem goes away. This is why you have all the issues with G-Sync versus FreeSync. My vehicle... Oh shit, can I have some fuel? I just... Wait,
Yes, use your tank. Use the ones on the roof.
Yes, that's it. I was like... My vehicle just went... Brr, brr, brr. Yeah, I'm good. I would like to see more games use hardware physics acceleration. I really would. But I do not... I think, unfortunately, that horse is kind of bolted. Until Unity or Unreal start supporting out-the-box, games won't. This game uses Havoc. And I would put money on the fact it's not hardware accelerated, and it's a DirectX property. Oh, it's a Microsoft property, sorry. Oh, you are so... Feel free to winch. Don't be proud. Accept help. Yeah, I mean, to be quite frank, I don't necessarily... So, let me talk to you about G-Sync. So G-Sync is NVIDIA's proprietary technology for delivering frames at an even frame pacing. Okay? TLDR, it makes a slightly juddery game look much smoother, and it's a cool piece of technology. However, it's expensive. It is expensive, and it requires you to have a G-Sync compatible video card. Oh, what are they? Sorry, monitor. That's because that you require...
Both ends have to be G-Sync.
Exactly. That requires, because you need a chip on the monitor, an NVIDIA developed chip that costs like 40 or 50 quid. Oh, but they're locking it in. The reason is the DisplayPort standard 1.4. Sorry, no, HDMI 1.4, whatever it is. They support... NVIDIA, I'm coming to that because you're wrong, you say. NVIDIA, AMD have their own standard called FreeSync, and they make a big song and dance about their own standard. I like, get out the way, Hitler. But
Think!
NVIDIA supported G-Sync about a year and a half before the HDMI manufacturers bothered to get round to ratifying the standard. Yeah, adaptive sync didn't exist. NVIDIA like, cool, can we use this tech? Oh, it won't be ready for 18 months. Well, fuck that, we're doing our own. Again, that's what I mean about NVIDIA. Because they've got a lot of money, they can spend money to be the leaders in this field.
And people will follow and give them their money because they're like, oh, look at this new thing. Like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I'll buy that.
I mean, G-Sync is awesome. Nowadays...
The point is also that they could make a compelling argument to make people buy that hardware.
Yeah, because it's that much better.
I bought it about... I don't know, 2 months before FreeSync became the standard supported by everyone.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's still a nightmare because so few... Like, I've got a AMD FreeSync monitor, and it isn't on the supported list. And again, NVIDIA have been very open. They're going, oh, yeah, a lot of these monitors they say they are, and we tested them, and they really aren't. Yeah. Not whatever they say on the brochure. That doesn't necessarily things. But any monitor that's got I think it's HDMI 1.4A, baby, that's got adaptive sync inbuilt. That's there. FreeSync, adaptive sync, G-Sync. It's inbuilt. But NVIDIA pipped AMD to the market by a very long way, and that's why we ended up having to pay for NVIDIA's own proprietary standard, not because NVIDIA wanted to, but because they wanted to be able to say, look, we've got this. When they said G-Sync, what they wanted to say was HDMI 1.4A compliant, but they were 18 months ahead of HDMI 1.4A compliance. I mean, I've ran into this one, like trying to output 60 hertz over 4K, and that I think's HDMI 1.3. I'm like, sorry, what? Oh, unload radioactive fossils. Interesting, but not right.
Yeah, that city's on the other side of the map. It's not fun to get to.
Well, we
not tracking the thing.
just doesn't matter. Just hand it in.
I can't. Nothing there to hand in.
We're doing wooden planks order from Trans something or other.
Trans planks order. Yeah.
But what tends to happen is NVIDIA supports stuff when it's still or hasn't become mainstream, like RTX, which again is based on a DirectX property. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to recover and then leave, because that will fix everything. That's all fixed. So just recover. Nothing. Out fuel, spent my repair points.
Oh yeah.
So now we need to do 2 more wooden planks.
So I'm recovered as well, yes?
You're recovered, so yeah, you need to get the other 2. I'll come with you.
While I'm recovering, I
more
need to top my vehicle up with a bit of paint, because it looks stupid.
It does, it's brown. You do that, I'm going to grab a drink.
Yeah.
I should probably, by the way, when we start talking about history, I should have my iPad here so I can look stuff up when stuff happened.
It's got to go fast, that's right down the side of it, must be quicker.
Yes. It's down here. What's this?
I'm back. As I was saying, a lot of what doesn't come across to the layman, and I mean the term in the nicest possible way, is how much support you can get from companies. So, I have worked with Intel, Nvidia, AMD, and BX. So, Intel literally sent chip engineers to Codemasters to talk to us about hyperthreading, explain to us how to re-engineer our code to make hyperthreading as good as it could be. AMD did the same thing, and BX did the same thing. So when you get something like Hairworks, and it's like, oh, it runs shit on an AMD, don't forget, NVIDIA have gone out of their way to send and pay for engineers to go and help the people implement it. And it will say, you know, may not run so well on a ATI cards, but that's AMD's issue, not NVIDIA's. But I'm surprised how often we would get engineers from the company. Like Philips sent an AmbiX guy who was with us for a week implementing AmbiX into our game. And I actually had some complaints for him because you've got fans that will blow air on your face when you're moving forwards. And I pointed out the fans were so noisy I would never ever use them, because you'd accelerate in the game and you just go. It's like we never thought of that.
But you want the fans to at least be quieter.
Or have them on the floor and run up through a pipe. Something like that.
Yeah.
So you have a larger fan on the floor and a smaller fan there. But yeah, don't forget, Esmir, I got to see the whole story. You only get to see physics run shit on AMD cards, or physics doesn't allow you to run on AMD cards. I get to see NVIDIA just had a team of 10 people at Gearbox for 6 months to get that support in.
Wow.
Yes, I actually went and saw Jurassic World in a 5D cinema, and they would smell they would spray the cinema with fresh pine sometimes. And don't forget, I have also worked on many generations of console. I have the Xbox was NVIDIA hardware, it was you describe it as Driver Tuesday. They would just drop a new driver on us every Tuesday. We're like, oh god, what's broken this month?
Oh no.
Remember, by the way, NVIDIA is not a Gestalt entity. Do you mean someone from NVIDIA? I say Ashes of Singularity was an early DX12 game, and it went to town on DX12, and at that point, AMD was all about DX12. But I can throw back what you said in your face. Oh well, what actually happened is AMD crippled the Ashes of Singularity to run badly on NVIDIA hardware. Because that's what you said, but that's not what happened. It's simply that, at the time, AMD cards were very good at that, and ATI cards weren't. And that's same with RTX right now. Everything went dark. What do you mean everything went dark? I find it extremely hard to believe that NVIDIA would purposely cripple a game with a driver release, because that's a good way to get a lawsuit with fucking 9 digits, 10 digits attached to it. It's more likely, now again, as a developer...
You can obviously prove that by going backwards a driver version, and look, it works right before you did this, and afterwards it's absolutely bollocks, so you could easily prove they've done that. Well,
it's far more likely what happened is someone at NVIDIA went, you know that AMD run this game at 10 times the frame rate we do, fix it by tomorrow, ship it. And they fucked it up. That's more likely.
Believe that.
That's far more likely than they actively crippled it.
But surely the long-lasting memory that would be this game worked lovely, because they would be doing that as such a high priority. The next week it would come out as a patch, or it would come out as a patch as urgently as they could get it out. You know?
Yeah, it's more likely. I mean, I assume that's what happened. I don't remember the story too, but I'm assuming they released a driver version that ballsed up Ashes of Singularity running. I don't remember GameWorks. Oh, are you talking about they were using some NVIDIA proprietary tech, and part of that proprietary tech said you're not allowed to say nice things about AMD, and they went and said nice things about AMD? Because you see, don't sign a contract if you don't agree with it. Don't retroactively going, I wish we hadn't signed that. Oh, you did.
Because that's one of the things that started to bug me when you'd launch a game, and it would get probably great big advert saying NVIDIA, the way it's meant to be played, and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
How do you supposed to know it's the way it's meant to be played? You know?
Well, that's just their phrase. EA, it's in the game.
Haven't used that logo in a long time, have they?
No. NVIDIA, when you say use contracts to push developers around, do you mean they would use the contracts to force developers to adhere to the terms of the contract?
It's monsters.
Like, again, you're using pejorative terms, and that's fine, but in actual reality, like actual hard action, what did they push them around to do? Like, specifically, like, you must use hairworks, or what? Oh, free money.
Enjoy. It made level 28. Lord.
But again, specifically what decisions? I'm very curious. I say I've not really heard about this. I have worked with both NVIDIA and AMD directly at Codemasters on various different projects. And generally speaking, they were extremely helpful. Well, it wouldn't be the accountants. It would be the producers, the studio producers. Developers are the lowest fucking rung, right? They don't get to make any decisions. No more than a man in a warehouse at Amazon gets to decide what Amazon are going to be, doing next. That's not how it works. Developers are not in charge. Never have been, never will be. But management are in charge.
Indie studios.
Indie studios, yeah. But I mean, if I could have a guy in charge and organising stuff, I would happily accept that. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that studio execs will sign a contract and the developers go, you've seen RoboCop 2. It's like, what? You signed this? But I'm afraid I don't have any sympathy. If you sign a contract that says NVIDIA get to decide how your game shows off NVIDIA in the best light or whatever, and they'll give you $200,000 to do it or whatever, you signed it. Do with it. GPP. I don't remember GPP. Sorry, Max, I'm struggling to stay ahead of you, but not without rolling it. GPP.
I think it's very bouncy. Can we swap trucks at the same time, or do you have to be? It has to be a third truck. Or
one of us could pop out to the garage, and then back. You're gonna have to remind me on GPP, by the way, because that's drawing a blank. Oh, God.
Did you mean to go down there?
No, it just a tail span out.
You're going the right way, right?
Too much welly. We are going the right way. Yeah, I just span out to the right, but too much.
Okay.
Too much go.
I've literally got my foot to the floor.
I have to keep taking my foot off the floor because this one, it's a little truck that sometimes could a bit too much.
Yeah, stunts in the mud. You know my sick PC, by the way? Oh no, not uh-oh. That's been fixed, and I'm very happy it's been fixed for quite a long time now. So going from dual channel to single channel, turning off USB things, patching Windows quite a bit, seems to have resolved all the major issues. I do want to... The thing that sours my experience rather heavily is the fact that it's my first AMD build in a long, long time.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, AMD or a bad experience last time. It took me months, and I mean months, to get a stable system.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I now pay a man to build my computers. I haven't got time to piss about with that. Yeah. So yeah, GeForce Partner Program. So basically, you get in bed with NVIDIA, and then you have to do what NVIDIA wants, and in exchange, they'll promote your game. I mean, I absolutely guarantee, there may have been no controversy, but I guarantee you, from experience, AMD do exactly the same thing. Again, the problem with these, I vaguely recall this, but you usually get just very vague descriptions. Oh, they force us to put stuff in the game. Like, well, because they aren't going to, for example, say to you, it has to run badly on AMD. They might require a certain level of optimization for NVIDIA, or a certain frame rate or whatever, but that's an acceptable request to make of the game. So I'm trying to set my... I need to remember to turn my... The more you push me, the longer I will be, because every time you push me, my mouse cursor sets to the center. I really wish I'd fixed that. I kind of like building my PC, I just don't have the time to wait. I certainly don't have the time to overclock it, set the voltages, check the stability, all of that stuff. Like, I don't have time for that. Ain't no one got time for that.
Well, I enjoy building my BC.
It's not. I don't.
It's a thorough disappointment. I'm still not around to playing with the RGBness of it because it's just completely sad, the whole experience.
It's not that I don't enjoy it. I don't have the time.
Yes. Need to make money. Fun of being a indie dev, I suppose.
Yeah. So if you don't join GPP, then you were denied sales rebate programs and game bundling and launch partner. Well, of course you are. If you don't join their program, you don't get all the advantages. This is like Brexit. What do you mean if we leave the EU, we don't get any advantages? Whoa. Right, but if that's the case, Nvidia, sorry, it's Mia. I called you Nvidia. If that's the case, you, as a developer, need to make a choice and you evaluate the libraries. Are these libraries suitable for purpose? You don't just go, cool, look at the hair, brilliant, well, we're using that. That is shitty developers. Don't blame Nvidia for that. Before I did Fortress Craft, we spent several weeks evaluating Unity and Unreal. And we made sure it was suitable for purpose before we went along.
Internal sort of tech test.
Yeah. But GameWorks, I mean, I know there's Hairworks. I don't know what else GameWorks gives you. Like, honestly, I see, all of this is kind of been made redundant by Unity and Unreal. Beep, 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 beep.
I can make the sound. I can make the air go. I can't hear the sound.
That's fine. Anyway, you're going the wrong way. Why are you going backwards?
Too much there.
That's alright. Well, this is the way we came, so...
You go to the right. There's a bloody rock right where we want to go.
There is a rock. Oh wow, you've got some really cool red lights on the front of your exhausts.
Yeah. I didn't know they were there either until we turned around and looked at it. I've changed the exhaust as well to be cool.
But yeah, Intel and Microsoft have done similar things, and so have Dell. But to a degree, they're kind of fair enough. They're basically saying, if you want to ship your stuff, then you can't ship with our competitors' stuff, which is kind of at one hand, I agree with it because it makes sense, and on the other hand, I absolutely understand how that goes straight into antitrust and monopoly type things. Because there was a company, now this is a weird one, a company sued Intel for a similar sort of thing. Intel support, let's say this company sold set-top boxes, for sake of argument, with an Intel chip in it, and they sued Intel over anti-competitive stuff. So Intel promptly stopped selling them the chips. And then they had to get an injunction saying to Intel they had to continue to sell the chips to the company that were taking them to court for their practices. And Intel are like, we don't generally deal with people who are taking us to court. It's kind of how it works. But this little company, the little company said, well, if you do this, we can't make our set-top boxes anymore.
It sucks to be you.
Yeah, don't be dicks in the first place.
Yes, I mean, I said, Esmir, every company is anti-competitive. Think of it more as...
They want to be for their own benefit, of course they do.
Absolutely.
That's how it works. You want you to be the top of the tree.
America has quite bad monopoly laws. The EU are much stronger. That's why you've got Apple and Google and Microsoft and Intel. I haven't finished. And IBM and Silicon Graphics. Okay, yeah. Go on.
Apple, it was rumoured, I don't know if there's truth in the rumour, but it was rumoured that by Apple naysayers saying, oh, Apple makes most of its money by suing other companies, ideas and the things that they put into practice and suing them.
No. I mean,
it's like suing Vauxhall for having the standard ring controls on the car almost.
No, I mean, Apple don't really do that. Apple have been threatened to take apart, but they pointed out they don't even control over half the market. They control slightly less than half the market. Android and other Symbian, whatever is out there at the minute, they make up more than half, so they cannot be a monopoly. Yeah, but at that point, I doubt it's 50% of Dell's revenue, but I understand your thing. But this is the thing. I understand why you would do it from Dell's point of view. I understand why you do it from Intel's point of view, And directly, I do not see anything wrong with it. The problem is when you can, as the size of Intel, you can say, we're going to give you more money than you would possibly make not to use AMD. Of course, you're going to say yes. So you're using your £800 gorilla status to really hurt AMD. Consumers don't care. It doesn't affect consumers at all. I'm a bit stuck on them. But it does end up in a situation where you push other companies out of business. Can't give us a... That's it, right. Oh yeah, Apple phones, yeah. Oh, now careful. This is... I wish I had... I wonder if I could... If I put it reverse, the brake light... Oh, my reverse lights don't come on. Oh, God. Sorry. That was high-speed reverse. But yeah, I mean, I said, I assure you AMD are not above doing this. Do you think it's coincidence, genuinely, that AMD have won the contract for the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox Series X, and the PS5? Do you genuinely think there's no shenanigans going on there? So they have literally won 4 of the biggest contracts there are.
Who's making the PS5 now?
AMD.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they made the PS4.
There may be history there. Can you pull? Because I can't.
Xbox.
Oh, bollocks! I'm beached on a rock.
So I got you.
Thank you.
So the Xbox was Intel and Nvidia. The PlayStation 2 was Toshiba. And yeah, no, it was just Toshiba. I don't remember who made the Cell chips. Yeah, you may need to.
I'm doing it.
IBM. What?
No, keep pushing. Or keep pulling.
Oh, Cell was IBM. Okay. Was it? I believe you. I don't know. I hate the PS3 architecture was just an absolute disastrous clusterfuck to work with, and I hate it. And then
It had Blu-ray.
the only reason the PlayStation 2 sold the numbers it did was it was the cheapest DVD and the best DVD player on the market by a long way. PS3, cheapest and best Blu-ray player on the market by a long way. And my God, did they sell a lot of consoles based on that? You might be right with the IBM, but as I said, I refuse to believe that there isn't some dodgy shenanigans going on with AMD, and that's why they have these mind-boggling contracts to develop every time every single Xbox or PlayStation rolls off the delivery line for what? 10 years? AMD have got some money. Of course it's PowerPC. Yes. PowerPC, so it uses now what was the Xbox 360? I'm trying to remember that. Xbox 360 was x86, and PowerPC is the Motorola standard?
Yeah.
Because I had to end up debugging the assembly on the Xbox, I think, what platform it was, and I was only one of 2 programmers in the whole building that knew 68,000. And it's the same language. It's obviously it's much newer, but it's still the mnemonics. Because an email around going, does anyone used to do 68,000 program? I'm like, sorry, what's going on? I did, but it's been a long way. Long time.
Yeah. When I did it at college, they couldn't even get the hardware to work properly. So you'd have this bed with the 68,000 in it, and then this sort of additional thing with a couple of LEDs on it. But the way you connect it to the computer and the way you interface with it, you might as well have just done. It was just flaky as fuck.
PowerPC was Xbox 360, which was because the early Xbox 360 dev kits were Apple Mac GeForce. Of course they were. Of course they were. But the Xbox, the cell processor, the PS3 wasn't.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. That wasn't PowerPC. That was. What was it? Oh god, I should read. I sometimes I do talks on this shit, but I usually look up my stuff first. But yeah, so we had at Criterion, because we did renderware, we had so many Apple Mac G4s sent. It might have been G5, I say G4. They were running a build of Windows, a special build of Windows that Microsoft got working on the Apple Mac G4 hardware. And it was only there so we could develop Xbox games. And the funniest thing was, we never did. So we had all this hardware. So we had the first Xbox 360 dev kits in Europe, I believe, because we were big. Renderware was big. I had one under my desk because I was supposed to be doing audio on it, but I never did. That was the plan. It didn't happen. So I used to use my one. I just used to turn it on to 2 USB ports on the top. So I used to use it to charge my Game Boy through USB, and that's the only reason I ever used my Xbox dev kit. But yeah. Windows running on an Apple Mac was... we weren't allowed to tell anyone at the time. That was a secret. Anyway, the long and short of it is I'm still buying a 3 Series card because I am firmly under the impression that everyone in big business are a bunch of cunts in different ways, and I don't know of any company I can hand on heart say is a lovely and wonderful company except Ben & Jerry's, and if I'm wrong on that, I don't want to know. I want to continue to think Ben & Jerry's are a lovely bunch of blokes in San Francisco who do positive and wholesome things for the world as much as they can.
You hear their grape ice cream story?
No.
Oh. He figured out how to make grape ice cream.
Cool. Right.
Which is really hard to do. He made grape ice cream and he was showing it to his girlfriend at the time. And the moment her dog smelled that grape ice cream, he went for it. At that day. Apparently grape ice cream is incredibly toxic to dogs.
Oh no!
Insanely toxic, but it's worse. Like it's a bigger. It's worse than antifreeze.
It's not grape ice cream. It's just grapes.
Yeah, but
yeah, grapes are.
They like ice cream.
Yeah, well, at least it's presumably grape ice cream would be somewhat diluted because of its fact that grapes surrounded by ice.
Yeah, but the dog might just wolf it all down because it's like, oh, brilliant, fat. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, stupid dogs.
Oh, that's sad.
Dogs are stupid, to be honest, most of the time.
But like Ben and Jerry's,
It
like
grape ice cream sense.
so I get it. So Ben and Jerry's, it might be all marketing. I mean, it's something I do remember people. Anytime you get a company that's woke, remember a company exists to provide value for their shareholders, not to appear cool or.
Not strictly speaking, because not all companies are private.
Sorry,
public liability.
I apologise. All publicly traded companies, which is every company of any sensible size, is publicly traded. But you are quite correct. But nearly all of them.
Those are limited because they are limited liability.
Yeah, limited liability. But they are basically all of the woke companies out there are just being woke in order to get you to buy their product.
So I don't understand what you mean by woke. W-O-K-E?
How do I define woke?
As in woke up?
No, so a company that's pro-LGBT is probably not pro-LGBT. They just want to sell their t-shirts to gay blokes. It's that sort of thing. They don't genuinely believe. People in the company might believe it. Some people might not believe it. The company does not believe in anything other than maximizing the number of things you can sell. And I really wish people would learn this. Woke.
Incoming.
I didn't even believe that.
Woke. Alerts to injustice in society, especially racism. There you go. That's not a very good definition. But oh god, damage. But I believe in my heart Ben and Jerry's are different because they appear to be just this lovely bunch of blokes. And every year in the UK, they give everyone in the country one free scoop of ice cream. And the queue is mind-boggling. Because I went to the cinema, and they're like, free ice cream. I'm like, yes, what's going on? But they give everyone in the UK, it might be everyone, one free scoop of ice cream. So what you end up doing is you end up trying a flavour you might not. And you're like, oh, just give me a couple of scoops, and you pay for the extra one. So it's a good marketing exercise. But again, it's just a lovely thing to do. Free ice cream for everyone. How could anyone complain about that? Come on, do it.
I got one spare.
Well, it's not baguettes.
It's not baguettes.
That might have been a lot.
Oh man, I made it. I
Humor.
almost ran out of gas doing it.
Am I recovering?
Might as well. Let's see what's going
Probably
on.
be lost. Yeah, did it
That's fine.
Didn't cost me anything to put on it in the first place.
Sorry, Shalka, did you say baguettes?
No baguettes.
It sounds
Right,
like
you just
to
said
me.
baguettes again.
The only better thing than a free thing is a better free thing.
Do you mean bucket?
What word?
Okay.
Type the word. What word did you say? I'm trying to work it out.
A circular thing that holds water. A bucket.
Bucket.
Right.
Bucket.
So
Yeah.
the only thing better than something free is a bucket.
Like a bucket of wind.
If you have the choice of a free scoop of ice cream or a free bucket.
Right. Gotcha.
What
I'm
would
with
you
you.
choose?
Right. Gotcha. True, but they aren't offering everyone a free bucket of ice cream. Isn't there an American
Sounds greedy
company?
as well.
And once a year, you're allowed a free drink if you bring your own cup, and then people bring like enormous, crazy cups and stuff.
I have no idea.
It's definitely a thing. I've seen.
Really?
pictures of it.
Refills are cheap everywhere.
Yeah, but there's what they do is they allow you to bring your own cup in once a year. None of you know. That's fine.
No.
Because refills are really cheap in America.
Yes, and lots of people are very rotund in America as well.
That's because they're sugary. Oh man, we have to deliver stuff from the sawmill.
I'm knocking off for the night.
That's fine.
I've got the two
My
songs.
my days are getting progressively more stressful.
You talking about the
Aw.
cycle of cargo mission?
No, I'm a cycle of. I was just looking at that one. Yeah, I'm not going to be much longer by the way because I broke the game and I need to go and fix it before I go to bed. So, just sort of having a look.
If you're looking at the cycle of cargo,
Yes.
I've got the 2 wood, but I'm about to run out of gas.
Oh, I will. Well, shall I come to you with some petrol?
I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Actually, grab the 3rd thing. See if you can't find concrete slabs somewhere.
I don't have any trailers. Was it Slurpee deals? Yes, that could have been it.
Now that one I believe.
Yeah, so I don't currently have any plans.
That's right, too. I worked at a 7-Eleven.
I don't currently have any plans, by the way, other than just play this game until the end of time. So I'm happy to discuss future plans. As I said, I've been working long hours. So I did 71 hours last week, plus lockdown LAN, plus leaving the house. So I'm happy to chat about other things that we can play, because I'm aware, obviously, Esmir isn't playing SnowRunner, Shalka doesn't want to play SnowRunner, so I do try and keep everyone involved as much as I can. If we're all up for Lightborn at the weekend, we can do that. That seems like it might be shit, might be good. I would like to play Dreadnought. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know if it's a free-to-play nightmare, but it looks kind of fun. It looks cool. It looks really cool. I'm also happy to look at World of Tanks, World of Warships, World of Thunder, War Thunder, yeah, those sort of things. Some sort of free-to-play squad-based game where we can go on and get our ass kicked by people.
The mind World of Tanks and World of Warships are 3 people.
But I don't have any specific plans at the minute because I don't really have time to think about it. So I'm happy to take suggestions that everyone's playing. I would like to play Pulsar. I would like to play Star Trek Bridge Crew. Oh man, this is slower with a fuel tank on board.
Oh, you didn't need to go that way. Reset now and go a faster way. Just follow the interstate or the road, asphalt road to
Yeah.
at the middle spot, and then come down. That's going to be a lot faster for you.
My only problem with doing anything VR is it's not I don't want to, it's that I have to set up, and it is going to be quite a lot of setup for me because I need to work out a way I can actually read the stream. I've done it before, but it isn't just clicky bonk done. Max, if you're still there, don't forget your daily quests and balloons.
Ah, yes. Well, I'll do a daily quest. I've got enough unlocked to do them.
Oh, you don't need to do it. No, all you have to do is just click join, then click on the chest.
Oh, the daily reward, you mean?
Daily reward, yeah. Okay. So I would like to yeah, it's sort of like if I can play stuff in VR, I would much rather. I'm not massively keen on VR at the minute because I lent my good headset out at the beginning of the quarantine, and I haven't seen the guy I lent it to because he's at the other end of the country. And the HP Reverb 2 isn't out, and I'd be like, oh, I want it. So it's Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is 4-player, and I'll only play it if I get to be racist against Vulcans, which is my stick. It's brilliant, honestly, because I used to play in random games, and basically I would just shout racial abuse about the colour of their blood, and the stupid logical thinking, and I wouldn't take orders from a Vulcan. So
rude,
yeah.
Hilarious, but
yeah.
Rude.
Try not to draw any real world parallels. I was like, everyone knows that Vulcans are all lazy thieves or whatever. But yeah, I don't have any specific sort of plans. I would like to try and get X-Wing X-Wing Alliance going. That's proven to be really quite tricky. Well, speciesism, not racism, speciesism. So they are a different species. But that's
Scum.
That's essentially Dr. McCoy's thing, wasn't it? That he was he hated Vulcans. What was the other? It was also the Inquisitor game. I think that was free as well, the Warhammer 40k Inquisitor. So lots of things that I would like to play, but I don't currently have any lined up plans. And I really, at this point, I don't have time to do due diligence to check whether or not it works. Insane was a little bit skin of our teeth. I really enjoyed it. It does look shit, but always it's so good. So I would like to look at Insane 2, which I am assuming is exactly the same game, only much, much prettier. Jacker Cat, sorry, noted, by the way. I said we should probably get more people in. The problem is that every time we get more people in, immediately we'd end up with 9 people wanting to play an 8-player game, or 6 people want to play a 4-player game, and that's always a pain in the arse. I wouldn't also mind playing Ark, because I own it. So I assume, Esmir, you could run us up a fresh server with no PvP. I don't know how the game works. And we could mess around in that. I don't have... I like playing Mud Runner. I like the laid backness, and I like not using a joystick. And the funniest thing, so as I said earlier, I took my car to the arcade so I could change the wheels from the track wheels to the road wheels. And the first 10 seconds of my drive was the weirdest experience ever. Because I'm running, of course, on a standard 13-inch wheel. I don't have a 13-inch steering wheel in my car, obviously. So I'm like, it felt like a massive truck wheel for, 15 to 30 seconds until my brain readjusted. But this is the size you get in computer games. But that was a very odd experience.
I haven't heard that before.
Well, I haven't driven that car since... I think I've driven it maybe once since February, and that's it.
It's just, I've never changed my tires on my car that drastically, so I've never had that experience.
No, I'm playing SnowRunner on a 13-inch steering wheel. I played a lot of SnowRunner. My Impreza has a completely standard 17-inch steering wheel, and it felt enormous. Now, I just changed the wheels. That's just why I happened to drive my Impreza today, because I went to the arcade to do some painting on my day off of work, which I still did. Because it's flat there, so I couldn't do it at home. But it was so weird having such a massive steering wheel. And I said to Max, it's a shame that you can't buy truck-sized steering wheels, because I swear that this...
You can.
From who? What, Thrustmaster?
People that sell trucks. Get a real one. Oh, that's ridiculous. Think same and same, but you can buy those. You must be able to for trucks.
But it won't have any buttons on it. Meant for a computer. We've got
the new steering wheels.
We do have Sega's 18-wheeler at the arcade, and that's got a big truck steering wheel. But what I meant was Euro Truck Simulator, I would say, and this game would make up a significant proportion of the steering wheel community. I would not want to use a truck steering wheel for Project Cars, but conversely, I don't really need to use a 13-inch fucking racing wheel to drive this truck around.
A bit too on the small side?
Yeah, it's tiny. I mean, it's minuscule. I mean, a truck wheel is like 21 inches or more. Huge things. Kohaka, the problem with RTS games, unfortunately, is they require quite a lot of knowledge. If I'm playing Revolt or Insane, losing isn't depressing. Losing in an RTS game is not in the slightest bit fun, not the slightest bit interesting to watch. And the problem is, it's quite difficult to keep a whole bunch of people on an even keel with RTS games. Comp stomping is pretty much just building your resources until you get bored and then going, I'm going to attack the AI now.
Dad did that, and we had a computerized version of Risk, and he would just sit on one country until he had like 400 units, and then just conquered the world in one move.
I would like to find some
Can't do that in the real world version.
Well, I'd like to find some more multiplayer tower defense games. I think genuinely cooperative games where it goes wrong are a better make a better gaming experience. So this one, it's cooperative, but then Max winches onto me in a stupid way and goes tumbling off a cliff, and it's funny. So it goes wrong, but it goes wrong in a funny way. So that's fine. Whereas RTS games don't really lend themselves to any funny moments whatsoever. And I'd like, as much as I can, I'd like to to be amusing. Sorry, Matt, I didn't mean to...
£7.49
For
one of those grab handles that you bolt onto the steering wheel and spin the steering wheel.
Oh, for a knob?
Yeah.
Oh, I might buy a knob.
Universal car, truck, steering wheel, aid handle, assister, spinner, knob, ball, ABS, UK.
Now, you say universal, don't forget the steering wheel is very, very small. Like the handle, the diameter of the thing you hold is very small. This left turn
I was
here?
trying to look for a steering wheel, and that's the first thing that came up.
This left turn
Turn to the left and just go through the town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, give us that. Jacket Cat, I will...
Smashing through the town. Run over some pumpkins.
I don't know where I'm going. Direct me.
Run over some pumpkins.
That doesn't help. I've already got pumpkins. I don't need
It's
that.
pretty much straight on.
Through this fence. Unfortunately...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jacket Cat, I played Overcooked with a 11-year-old boy and a 8-year-old girl. They do not understand the concept of team play or tactics, just going in the wrong direction and setting fire to stuff and stealing everything and laughing.
Yes.
That game is ruined for me.
Welcome to children.
Yeah, well, they aren't mine. I got to give them
I
back.
watch my children play Minecraft and they play it completely wrong. That really is one of those games where you can just do what you like and they really like TNT and blowing things up.
Yes, that's fine, because that's not playing it wrong. In Overcooked, there is playing it right and there's playing it wrong, and they just play it wrong. And I'm like, the game literally just told you did it wrong, we failed. That's not the goal. The goal is to have fun, but the goal is to have fun by doing the right thing. It's not a sandbox game.
Name a vehicle manufacturer that makes trucks that you're
Ford.
With. Ford what? What's the model of the truck?
Oh.
Transit?
No, that's...
Car
I should know, but Freightliner? Tad, name a truck.
Truck?
Truck, yeah.
Yeah, Freightliner's a truck. Mack truck.
Like a semi.
International.
Like a semi-style one.
International.
Oh yeah, we've got one of those, but not the International Scout.
Freightliner steering wheel chrome costs 18 inches, £232.
That's not even that big.
No. Yes. They're mostly selling covers. I mean, you think about it, most vehicles have a steering wheel already on them. So why would you need another one?
Oh, source. Well, the interesting thing is, so at the arcade, we've got a Sega Rally wheel that's in bad nick. And we're actually struggling to find a 13-inch cover that should cover... I can't put fuel... Hold on, let me put fuel into me.
Can't get a bigger cover and sort of cut it down.
It doesn't. I bought a 13-inch cover and it doesn't fit. Hold on. Source fuel carrier. Target me. Right. Wait. I can't put the. I guarantee you I can do this in single player. I know what happened. It's because I refueled the roof rack from you. That's not working. That's not working. That's not working. Yeah, I've balked it. I can refuel you from me, but obviously that is... How much have you got?
79 liters. I could make it.
Well, if not, I will give you my very life's blood.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Peterbilt would be another one, yeah. But yeah, it's... When you're buying steering wheels like that, Max, you're not buying a bog standard replacement, you're buying a nice replacement. Do you want a tow?
I still get through it. It's just.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your monster truck tires going.
Oh yeah, go on, winch on. This thing's a beast.
Right. I'll say goodnight, guys.
Nighty night.
Good night.
No, none of the Creep World multiplayer, I'm afraid, which is a shame. Dynamite Creep World 4. Tad, do you want to winch onto the back rather than the side?
I just clicked automatic, picked what it wanted.
That's the side again. Thank you. Now I'm not likely to get flipped over. Okay, and low gear and engage diff lock. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. So I have enjoyed games we've played like Terraria and Astroneer, where it's a world that we all get to do stuff in. I think they work very well because it doesn't really matter who's on. We're always progressing, and the games take, to a degree, an unlimited number of players. That part doesn't really matter so much. I think the bug might be when we have multiple sources of fuel and it breaks it.
I think when I turned my engine on while you were still trying to fuel me.
No, I can't feel myself anymore either.
God, where's this?
Sure. Oh, that hurt.
What are you doing?
I was trying to get these pumpkins. I'm right. I need your help.
Fine.
Yeah, I think the guy has made a very poor choice of graphics. Don't forget, Creeper World 1, 2, and 2, and 3. They were pretty shit-looking games. Still some of my favourite games ever, but they weren't nice-looking games by any means.
To mind, there is a fuel point right near us.
Interestingly, by the way, you know you said that we unlocked a repair thing? It doesn't seem to allow you to put repair points into your vehicle or repair. You can just pick up vehicle service crates. So that confused. Yeah, exactly. What? No, it looked shit, Core Harker. It looked utterly shit. Don't try and defend it. It looked bad and had no reason to. The first game was successful. Game 2, 3, and 4 could have looked very, very good, but don't. It looks poor. It looks like Mindustry. It looks bad. It's still a great game. I've still played it a lot, no matter how bad it looks, but it does look bad. Right, now Tad went this way, so we can't catch him up. Not that speed, I won't be able to.
Might be able to. This mud's pretty deep. I've obviously never put good tires on this one. Oh, God.
But yeah, I don't like how Creeper World 3 look. At the very least, like, they've got the three-dimensional creep. At the very least, give it a reflection map or something. It looks awful. But I love Creeper World, but it does have a sort of a cooperative multiplayer mode, but not a proper one. Wow, that's quite an angle. Oh.
Bastard!
Wait. Just let me go get fuel because I am low and I will come.
I tried and it wouldn't let me.
No, I just saw what you just did and I have no sympathy for what you just did.
No, I'm not worried about that. I went to go get fuel up there. That's why I was up there. And it wouldn't let me.
Are you in your truck or mine?
Mine.
Damn it. Yeah, I mean, given there was a patch today, I put the patch notes in the stream, and it's all about a fucking DLC skin. Like, have you not fixed the multiplayer fuel bug? It's quite major. We've run into it several times now. Yeah, I can no longer... I can't fuel myself up, and I can't fuel my vehicle up.
Very much game-breaking bug.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll come down with what little fuel I have and hope that I can right you without you losing your load. You can do a group or a squadron or a league. It's got a name. It's like a group of people all sharing points and score. I can't remember.
If you don't want me to lose this, I think you should hit me from the cargo side and push it all up together.
That won't work. Your grasp of physics is woeful.
This is the game's physics. This is not real physics.
No, I won't be able to roll you from that side. I will try slowly wrenching you, but I don't think this is going to work. Alright, we go to reverse diff lock. A slow saving. Nah,
Nope, they're out.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't bring the. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I can give you my fuel.
Can you?
Source. Yeah, I'll give you my fuel. You're the Oh, I can't even do that now.
Yeah, it's gone, man.
Okay. Well, I guess we should call it because, as we know, it doesn't fix itself no matter what we do. So we'll come back soon. I said it is coming to midnight. I said, unfortunately, I do need to do some work. So we will, sadly, much as I don't want to, stop at their curse bugs. See how we did. That's it.
I think when you do it like that, it duplicates vehicles for me.
4 missions complete. $10,000. Right. Well, cheers guys for watching. You are all awesome. Thank you so much for keeping us all company. I say we're all a little bit bored. We can't do all the things we usually like doing. I was at the arcade today and I had to go to Halfords to get some bolts. And bear in mind, the UK on Friday passes a law that says that you have to wear a mask in a shop. So I would assume, given that, you know, the virus is already out there, which is why everybody knows we're passing this law, nearly everyone will be wearing a mask, because as the UK government said, we shouldn't need to pass a law, it's just common sense. So I went to Halfords and I was the only person wearing a mask, and I am including the fucking sales staff. So, yeah. Which is just insane. If you don't want to wear one, that is your choice until Friday. Fine. Having a serving, if I now get it and I get ill, you better fucking believe I am gonna go for Halfords, because it's the only place I've been. And I'm going, I don't understand why you're not wearing masks. And one of their employees was just like a complete muppet, just standing in the way. So I had to can you get out of the way so I can walk past? The one-way system, he just stopped in it. So, yes. Anyway, I hope you're all having a slightly better time than the UK. I think most people apart from the US, are. So we're back tomorrow with whatever. We'll have a chat about how and what we're doing, and I will see you then. Cheers for watching, guys, and good night from Schalke, Tad, and Esmir.